And a very pleasant good evening, and welcome to Ankeny Stadium for tonight's week number 3 of Iowa High School football here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Dowling Catholic football as Maroons on the road for the first time at the Ankeny Hawks. And alongside Matt Mandering, Mark Hamadale, and Brian Morris on a beautiful night. Temperatures in the mid-70s, light winds. The threat of rain is around, but shouldn't amount to too much. And gentlemen, welcome. Matt, good to see you. We were here a year ago and had some memories, didn't we?
We did. It was an exciting ball game here a year ago.
And Brian, it's been several years since you've been up here, and
I didn't know where to go, Mark. To be honest, it was very confusing to me. I was looking for the 4 seats that they had at the old stadium over here on the visitor side.
It's been renovated since you and Mark Cooley were joining me many years ago.
I saw Dave this week. He stopped in.
Sorry to hear. Oh yeah, it was Packer had their luncheon. They all had their luncheon.
It was all the Des Moines Packer fans got together.
They meet once a month, whether they need to or not.
All 3 of them.
Oh yeah.
Well, gentlemen, what a night we have. High school football, Ankeny Hawks, the preseason number 1 in Class 5A. They're 0-2, and it's not because they're 0-2. The only reason they're 0-2 is they've lost to 2 of the top 5 teams in the state, the Valley Tigers and Southeast Polk Rams, on successive weeks. So the Maroons, coming off a tremendous win over Valley in overtime last week, come up here and Matt, they're taking on a very hungry Ankeny team who's got all their gold uniforms with maroon numbers on, and the gold and the white helmets. So they mean business tonight, I guess, to take a word out of Joe Stacy. He loves to use that line. The Hawks mean business, and Dowling's their opponent.
Yeah, they get early in the season here, they're sitting there with their backs against the wall a little bit. You don't want to run out 0-3. Not that it's going to take you out of the playoffs, but it's still a tough schedule for them coming out of this. But you start with Southeast Polk, you start with Centennial, the rivalry game to begin with, and now you come up against Dowling Catholic, the number 1 team in the state, and you wouldn't want to write that script. And so as a coach, you're sitting there keeping your kids pumped up, knowing that this one's a big one for them.
It certainly is. And Brian, you look at for Dowling. They're getting an extra running back. Rashad Davis back, led the state in touchdowns in Class 5A last year. He's back after missing the first 2 games, so you have depth there. A little bit of a change in the defensive 2 deeps, and the Maroons are riding high off that exciting, emotional win against West Des Moines Valley. I talked to Coach Wilson about this a little bit. Sometimes the Valley game, it affects you the week after, whether you win or lose, or sometimes an emotional game, and you wonder how the Maroons will respond tonight.
I thought of that coming up here, but again, this is an Ankeny team that knocked Dowling out of the playoffs last year, so that will help motivate this team for sure, because I totally agree, Mark. Coming off the Valley game, there's always a natural dip just because it's such a big game, but I think that in itself that they lost to this Ankeny Hawk team last year, there's enough players from that team who are going to make sure their team's focused.
That is true. Let's take a look at some of the games going on. Last night there was a game over at Drake Mediacom Stadium, and it was Waukee Northwest. That is Dowling's next opponent. Next Friday night, we'll be on the road once again. Waukee Northwest defeated Des Moines Roosevelt last night, 56-13. Other games tonight, Sioux City North at second-ranked Waukee. Number 3, Ankeny Centennial on the road at number 6, Cedar Falls. That game is not in the Dome. Cedar Falls built a brand-new stadium outdoors, so there's no more Dome home games for Cedar Falls High School. 9th-ranked Johnson at 4th-ranked Valley. Other games has Southeast Polk ranked 5th this week at Cedar Rapids Prairie. Urbandale is at 7th-ranked Bettendorf. Des Moines East is at Council Bluffs Lincoln. Ames is at Iowa City City High. We talked about that week. They've got it a week off from the Iowa State game. I don't know how that happened. Brian, he was concerned about that
last week. I did.
It's this week they're playing.
Okay.
What else? Cedar Rapids Jefferson at Des Moines North. That's at Mediacom Stadium. Des Moines Lincoln travels to Ottumwa. Hoover at Boone. Some of the area games going on tonight. And Matt, I want the scores. I know you kind of do that. Johnston, Valley, and Centennial, Cedar Falls. Those are the ranked teams in all 4 teams. Well, here at Ankeny Stadium, renovations. Look at that new north end zone. Brian, you can, when your daughters are getting engaged, you can rent that out for a price. And I might get you a discount through some people, but that is a beautiful locker room facilities. That's where both teams will be at. If you came up to Ankeny, if you were the visitors, you're in the shed. Or in the north end or the south end zone. They built that, and that is tremendous, and they're featuring that tonight.
Wow, it looks like the end zone at Iowa State. It looks like they definitely copied the Cyclones because everybody does.
Oh, boy. I was wondering how far we get into this broadcast, Matt. Where are you going to get that in there?
No, I'm not saying anything about last week.
Appreciate that, Brian. Well, Matt, here we are. Dowling and Ankeny. You're going to have a packed crowd here. What a crowd it was last week. I don't know if they can top the Valley Dowling crowd, but we've got a beautiful night. And week 3 of the high school football season. Now you got to start looking at your schedule, and it's like, okay, you got to start thinking playoffs. And am I going to get in? And what seed am I going to be? Well, for Ankeny, this is a must, kind of a must in a roundabout way. Although Valley last year proved us all wrong. They started 0-4 and ran the table, won their next 5, and got in the playoffs. So who knows?
It is all about getting hot and getting players back and getting everybody healthy. And with that, I was concerned about the letdown after the Valley game as well. But you got Rashad Davis coming back, and he's going to be, he's just chomping at the bit to get out of the pen and get onto the field and run. And I think the other part of it is that loss last year. That's the, when you're a coach, you're sitting there, how your season ended, and you're not going to let your kids forget it. And you're going to keep coming back to it over and over again, and you can bet that those highlights were played. And, it really was the struggle to run the ball last year against them. And, in that playoff game that struck me and how we never got into a rhythm, how the Maroons never got into a rhythm. And so I think they're going to look to establish, getting a couple series early to move the ball.
Well, Ankeny graduated quite a bit of their defense last year, but they do have 4 starters returning. And before we get to our next segment with Coach Wilson and I, we had a visit before tonight's game. But, Brian, I'm going to have you preview the Dowling offense against this Ankeny defense that returns 4 starters. Very similar is the Ankeny defense to Cedar Rapids Kennedy. They play that 3-5-3 or that 3-3-5, whatever you want to call it. And that'll be the challenge for the Dowling offense tonight, who does have Rashad Davis back. So he and Ian Middleton will be in the backfield. But your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Rashad Davis, I think Matt said it well. He's chomping at the bit. I think he's going to have a huge game. I really do. The one thing that stuck out to me about Ankeny is their defensive backs are their leading tacklers, which is never a good sign. And maybe that's why they're 0-2 is when your defensive backs are making the most tackles, that means you're getting 6-7 yards a pop. They definitely, Dowling again last week against Valley. I thought the offensive line, being as young as it was, did a very good job against the Valley Tigers and their size. I think Ankeny comes in not as big on the defensive line, so they're going to have a little bit more quickness maybe than Valley had last week in terms of just the size of their players. But I really think Rashad Davis is going to have a huge game tonight.
Well, Ankeny this year has forced 2 turnovers. So has Dowling. Dowling has recovered 2 fumbles. Well, Ankeny has had 2 interceptions, one by Whitinger, the sophomore, and Lamarius Clark. So kind of a difference there. We'll see how that pans out. And, Matt, you got the Ankeny offense against Dowling's defense.
Yeah,
that'll be an interesting matchup.
It will be. And looking things over, I don't think Ankeny wants to be this way. They're a little tilted to the pass so far, and maybe because they've been playing behind a little bit, but 66 pass plays to 49 rushing plays, that's not typical Hawk football. And I think they're going to want to establish something with Caden Hankus and Daniel Laramie, who have, they've got a ton of experience. Laramie has 30 carries for 135 yards so far this year, and Hankus has 17 for 49 yards. Probably not as many yards as they would think they would have had at this point in the season. But again, you're going up against 2 stout defenses and now a third one. If there's one thing walking away from the Valley game that struck me was, the inability for Valley to get downfield on them, get behind them and get behind the defense. And, and they have the athletes, Evan Erlmeyer and Andrew Bradenhorst are outstanding receivers. Both of them up near over 150 yards catching already, receiving this year already. And, that's going to be the thing where they try to test us a little bit, is probably on the edges, getting those guys the football and getting a deep shot. But this defense has proved stout. And, you got Ian Middleton and Pins and Carter Smith and Bobo and Parker Pearson rounding out that front 5, and you throw in Jackson Miller, Nathan Ducharme, and Dylan Manning behind them, and Joel Sanko. Joel Sanko, I think, was the not the unexpected, but the kind of behind the scenes guy last week that had a great football game, and I think that will show up again tonight. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, you mentioned his name a few times last week. I remember that, and he was one of the leading tacklers on this Dowling team. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic as we preview Dowling and Ankeny tonight here at Ankeny Stadium. No preliminary game. We'll start right at 7 o'clock, but first, the head coach Tom Wilson will join me, Mark Amadale, alongside Matt Mainring and Brian Morris here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for programming funded by Blessman International. We bring the good news of the gospel to South African children and their families through faith formation and locally sustainable programs. As the Fellowship of Christian Athletes location for all South Africa, our Sports for Christ complex provides student access to friendly competition where discipline and dedication are developed. Learn how you can support programs like Sports for Christ or experience the hands-on engagement of a mission trip at blessmaninternational.org.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale now joined by head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic before tonight's game, Dowling at Ankeny. And Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the win last week, and good luck tonight against the Ankeny Hawks.
Thank you, Mark.
Coach, first road test of the season. You come up here. Last year we had that memorable game against Ankeny Centennial on this field, but tonight you're taking on the Ankeny Hawks. You played them twice last year. Went 1-1 against them, but should be a great matchup coming off the Valley win last Friday.
It'd be a good matchup. They're a good football team. They just happened to get beat by two good football teams in the first 2 weeks, and I'm sure they're looking to get themselves back on the right track, but be a good challenge for us.
Well, Coach, coming off a great victory last week over Valley, 26-23 in overtime, and sometimes you can let the Valley Dowling contest spill over to the next week, whether you win or lose. Hopefully that won't be the case tonight, but what a game it was. Great high school environment, packed house last Friday night at Valley Stadium for the rivalry between Dowling and Valley, and you came out on top. And I'll just let you take it away. It was, the first half, you got out to a 7-0 lead, took your opening drive and scored, but Valley came back with 17 straight points, so you trailed most second half and got it to overtime. What a performance by your kids. What a performance in a great environment by your team.
Kids did a great job. I was really proud of them, and we just kept battling. As you said, we were down 17-7. We put a field goal on at the end of the half, and then the first drive of the second half, we tie it up 17-17. They take the lead. We're driving, and then we sputter a little bit. Marty Blount kicks a pressure-packed field goal and with a few seconds left, and then we send it to overtime, and we win the flip and play defense, and they kicked the field goal on fourth down. I think it was probably from the 5-yard line or so, and then we got it down to the 1, and Ian Middleton ran it in. Offensive line was phenomenal on that last play.
Well, no question, you can see that. We saw it on the replay on the CISN. But getting it to overtime, Coach, that drive, that kick by Blount, and that's why we talked to Marty in the postgame. How about the save by your quarterback, DePhillips? Parker with the low snap, and Parker had to kind of field it off the ground, get the ball up, and that's kind of, out of the mechanics, but you're ready for it. You practice that. And Parker did a good job just to get the ball down so Marty could kick it and tie the game.
That he did, and then for Marty to keep his concentration on that, it was awesome. And he kicked a couple field goals in that ball game, and it was huge for us. And so hopefully that's just part of the maturation process and part of the growth that we won a game in a pressure-packed situation. But as we've said to them all week, it's more than a 2-game season, and then we've got a lot of work to do. And but the kids did a great job and should be commended for that.
Well, Coach, I know last week you wanted to make Valley one-dimensional, and you did. But you had to stop the running game. It wasn't their first back, Mason. It was the other back that came on and had a nice second half, he really provided the spark, I thought, when Jakari Clark got in there. He was the one that was more of a speedster. But yeah, you kept their wide receivers at bay. You know, McGregory, Zay Robinson, and the rest of them, you kept them at bay. And for the most part, it paid off. So you really did what the game plan said.
They did. They executed it. And, to be honest with you, they missed a couple of those guys a couple of times, and they were out of the back of the end zone on another one. And so our kids battled, and it was great by them. And you coach them up and you hope they come through, and then we see things on film that we can do a lot better. Although, we're successful. Hopefully there's still more good things to come.
Head coach, when it came down to it, it was 4th and goal. Timeout was called. Was it your decision to go for it or kick the field goal to tie it and send it to second overtime? What was your thought process a week later as we kind of break that down and to go for it in overtime?
There really wasn't a decision to be made, to be honest with you. It was let's go. And, our kids wanted to go. I wanted to go. It was kind of a no-brainer, and we got to the line of scrimmage, and it was just like we were doing it in practice. So kids did a great job.
All right, finally, Coach, your thoughts from last week as you broke down the film, some people we may have missed. I know we talked to Parker Phillips, your quarterback, and Marty Blount, the kicker, on our post-game show along with you after the game. But somebody else in the mix that maybe we missed on the radio side that you saw break down in film that really performed well?
Honestly, I thought Wyatt Jones had a good ball game. He's one on the rotation, comes in and helps spell Ian Middleton on defenses. Obviously, we know Ian's got a lot of responsibilities on our team, and so Wyatt came in, gave us some quality reps, and made some plays. So a senior that's just bided his time and kept working, and now he's got a bigger role.
Visit with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game, Dowling and Ankeny here at Ankeny Stadium. This is Mark Amadale. We'll return, talk to Coach Wilson about tonight's opponent, the Ankeny Hawks, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Mercy One is proud to support Iowa Catholic Radio. Mercy One has convenient locations right in your neighborhood. From unexpected illnesses to regular checkups, Mercy One is here for you. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale continuing my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson. Before tonight's game, Dowling and Ankeny. Maroons ranked number 1 in Class 5A with a 2-0 record. Ankeny Hawks 0-2. And, Coach, you look at the game, you look at the records, you got to throw that all out. We know Ankeny's good. They got most of their team back from last year, but they played 2 pretty good opponents to start the season, thus 0-2.
They have, and it's been what we've talked about all week, and we're very familiar with a lot of those kids because, as you said, they've got some guys back from a year ago and kids that played at a high level on a state runner-up team. So, we're going to have our hands full. We're going to have to play very well, but hopefully we can take a next step.
What are some of the things on the Ankeny side? Their offense. Luke Anderson, veteran quarterback for the third straight week. You're facing a veteran quarterback or a quarterback that's had experience, and Luke's done that with Ankeny. But he's got a backfield that's also back. Caden Hankinson, Daniel Laramie, and a couple of offensive linemen. Lucas Beroff, 71, the left tackle, and the left guard Dorfler, who both started last year. So there's some experience back on this Ankeny offense with 5 returning starters.
Yeah, and big up front. Good running backs. Played against them last year. You mentioned Anderson at quarterback, pretty savvy guy. Evan Erlmeyer is a little wide receiver that I think does a really good job for them. And, they do a good job within their pass game and try to stay balanced. So that part of it is going to be a challenge, and they're going to milk the clock and take their time on things, which is which is kind of what we expect. And we've got to, again, respect the fact that you have possession of the ball and take advantage of the possessions that you get.
And Coach, as far as the Ankeny defense, they have 4 starters returning, and they play a defense that's similar to what Cedar Rapids Kennedy that you faced in game 1, a 3-3-5 or a 3-5-3 defense. They play 3 down linemen, and you adjust off of that, but that's the type of defense you and your offense are going to face tonight.
Yeah, you could compare it to Kennedy. It's probably, for the Cyclone fans, it's more like their defense, and with 3 high safeties, and it's something a little bit different than what we see on a consistent basis. But it's a lot of movements, a lot of blitzes. They try to create chaos and keep number 9, their Hawk safety, Sandvig, freed up to roam and make plays in the run game and the pass game. So again, with the young offensive line, we're going to have to be disciplined and see if we can get a run game going and then mix in the pass.
Well, Coach, tonight, as far as Dowling offensively and defensively, your team's relatively healthy. Nobody on the injured list. I know they're all playing with some various forms of maybe being shaken up, but it's just typical football soreness. And tonight you get depth in your backfield as Rashad Davis will be there with Ian Middleton, and it's good to see Rashad back.
It is. It brings some depth to us, which helps. And Ian's been great, and Cohen Shelton has been very good and picking up positive yards. And it also helps Jackson Miller, because Jackson Miller helps at fullback as well. Well, there's a mixture of all of those guys in there, so it does help a little bit. And hopefully we'll just keep going and continue to get better.
Coach, tonight the keys to defeat Ankeny. The Hawks, last year. You went 1-1 against them, lost in the playoffs 14-7. What's the keys to beating the Hawks up here at Ankeny tonight?
I think taking care of the football, every week it comes down to the line of scrimmage, but we have to, at some point in time, make some plays in the pass game, similar to last week. Scow and Trey had a couple of big catches for us to sustain drives last week, and hopefully we can do that again in this ball game.
And I'll tell you one other guy you can add in there, Sam Drexler, almost returned a kickoff. He did return a kickoff for a touchdown, was called back as a penalty, and he showed some speed as one of your wide receivers.
Well, we're just getting started with Sammy. He's a good player, and he's going to continue to get more time.
Coach, thank you, and we'll talk to you during the game. Appreciate your time tonight.
All right, thank you.
And Coach Tom Wilson is my guest here on the pregame show. This is Mark Hambadale from Ankeny Stadium. Up next, Matt Mandering and Brian Morris will return to the broadcast. More pregame coming up here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Faith Check with Greg Ewell on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
On this Faith Check, let's talk a little about the history of the Bible. The early Christians relied on the Greek translation of the Old Testament called the Septuagint. This is the version most often quoted in the New Testament and what Jesus probably heard growing up. It also includes the books that the Protestants call the Apocrypha and typically don't include in their Bibles. It took a while for the Catholic Church to compile the New Testament. Some books, such as the 4 Gospels, were accepted by all. Others, such as those spurious Gospels you hear about from the Da Vinci Code, were rejected by all believers. However, there were other books that were completely orthodox but disputed. Some of these were not ultimately included in our canon, such as the Didache, and others were, like Hebrews and Revelation. The canon is the list of books that belong in the Bible. It was determined primarily to say which books could and could not be read at the liturgy, and was largely settled by a series of church councils approved by the Pope and bishops in the late 300s. Hence, when you trust in the inspiration of the Bible, you are trusting a spirit-led decision of the Roman Catholic Church. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
All right, welcome back to Ankeny Stadium as we get set for week number 3 here on Iowa Catholic Radio of high school football. We appreciate you joining us along our Iowa Catholic Radio Network stations. Our flagship station, 1150 AM, KWKY Radio in Des Moines. Mark Hambadale alongside Matt Mandering and Brian Morris, who's made his way down to the field here at Ankeny Stadium. Just got done with the national anthem, and Matt, we're just about set. The Hawks in their all-gold uniforms with maroon numbers and white helmets.
I don't know if I've called a game with them being in their all-gold.
They used to have, and Brian may remember this, they used to have the burnt, like kind of a burnt rust-colored under Coach Pizzetti when he was coaching Ankeny, just the one school, and that was ugly looking. And boy, they handed it to us one year over Drake Stadium. But Brian, you remember that?
Number 8, Luke Anderson.
He's down there in the mix somewhere.
I hope so. We'd have to wait. Oh, you know what?
Now we're waiting for the band to get off, and now the captains are going out, and we'll see who starts with the football tonight. And, another night, Mark, of just great weather out here and everybody getting excited and pretty good crowd coming in on both sides. One thing about it here, parking, you got to walk a long ways to get in.
You do. Brian, you still there?
I'm here.
I had you in the wrong channel, but
nothing changes, Mark.
Do you remember the burnt rust-colored uniforms that Ankeny had? That was
how can we forget those? But you're right. They handed to us a few times. Joel Lanning had a huge game against us many moons ago. But
where did he go to college?
He went to Iowa State.
I thought that would come up too. It's going to be a long night. All right, we got to get to our top of the hour here before kickoff with our pregame prayer with Father Reed Flood, and of course a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School. Kickoff coming up next here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Dowling and Ankeny, stay tuned.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School. Welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School football. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting football, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons.
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
And welcome back to Ankeny Stadium as we get set for high school football, week 3 on Iowa Catholic Radio, alongside Matt Mandry, Mark Amadale here at the press box on the east side of Ankeny Stadium. All the other ones, Brian, are on the west side. The air conditioning, maybe a little bit of food over there, but here we're just you're on the track, so you got the best spot. You got a nice breeze.
It's a great night down here, guys. It's very little wind and very, very good temperature tonight.
Well, the officials now are waiting the teams coming out on the field. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with Dowling and their offense, and it's going to stay the same. The very young offensive line, Matt Mandry, led by senior and captain Carter Smith at center. Left tackle, Carter Barrett, the freshman, had a tremendous game against Valley as they broke tape down. Left guard is Brady Hagan, a sophomore. The center, of course, Carter Smith. The right guard, Cade Krause, and right tackle, Josh Miller. That's the side they ran for the winning touchdown by Ian Middleton, was the right side with the tight ends. Tight end in that spot is Jack Barrett and Jacob Peterson amongst that group.
It has been fun to watch this group develop, and they have grown into it's a very tight-knit group. And the thing that's impressed me the most, I think, Mark, is the lack of errors and how disciplined that front is. And I give a lot of credit to Carter Smith, the senior there. And you want your center to be your leader on that offensive line, and he's really doing it with a young crew, and it's playing out well.
The quarterback is Parker DePhillips, and the running back tonight getting the start is Rashad Davis, 5'10", 180-pound senior. Rashad, he's backed up by Ian Middleton and Cohen Shelton. You could see the three-headed monster of running backs for Dowling. The fullback tonight is Ian Middleton. He'll get the start, but Jackson Miller and Quinn Schmalback will be in the mix. And the receivers, Sam Drexler gets the start along with Trey Wilson and Jack Skowell. They'll be backed up by Preston Hoffbauer and Jimmy Nahas along with Kyle Schumacher. And we mentioned Jack Barrett and Jacob Peterson. Let's look at the Dowling offense. The Maroons will kick off. And so let's see the Dowling defense out there. Ryan Boble, Carter Smith, Owen Pins, and Ian Middleton, the front four. Linebackers Jackson Miller, Aiden Ducharme, Dylan Manning, and Joel Sanko. Cornerbacks Parker Pearson and Joel Smerdla. And the safety is Will Barretto. So we'll see the Dowling defense on the field first as we're underway. And here's the boot by Marty Blount. It's a short kick fielded by Ankeny at the 21-yard line. And that's where the Hawks will go and start 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Brian Morris, you've made your way on the track. right in front of us as you're on our sideline tonight, and you're going to take a look at this Dowling defense right off the bat.
Yeah, again, Dowling has played very good team defense the first 2 weeks, and I anticipate that again. Ankeny, as Matt alluded to before the pregame, they have thrown a lot, but they've been behind a lot.
All right, first down, Ankeny, and the quarterback is Luke Anderson. He's a 2-year starter, 6 foot, 180 pounds senior. Caden Hank is number 5, and Daniel Laramie, number 0, are the tailbacks. And back to throw with an empty backfield, fires over the middle, and it is caught. Evan Erlmeyer with the catch. Shy of the first down up to about the 28 or 9 yard line. Good enough for 7 yards on a quick crossing route from left to right.
There's a play that you scout. That came out of the scout right there. They motioned into an empty set, and that created a void right over the middle of the defense for Ankeny to take advantage of, and they did.
8-yard run and 8-yard reception that time. Now the handoff goes to the tailback. It's squirming through there is Laramie, and he's got the first down across the 30 up near the 32 or 3-yard line. Laramie was hit at the initial line of scrimmage, and then he kind of squirted through there, Matt, to pick up the first down.
He did. He got around the edge, and it was Brian Bobo coming from the backside that finished him off.
No huddle by Ankeny, firing it downfield, and wide open is the receiver. That is caught by Andrew Brandhorst. He's going to go in for the touchdown. Touchdown Ankeny from 67 yards as they hook up with their receiver Brandhorst. And for him, on the season, that is his, I think, second touchdown of the year. But wow, he got behind the Dowling defense, and that is his 10th catch and second touchdown for Brandhorst.
He did, and Luke Anderson laid it out there beautifully for him. He did not have to break stride, and he had about a 2-yard gap and was able to stay in stride, catch the football. Like I said before the game, they're going to test the edges because it didn't seem like Valley did that so much, and Ankeny did, and kicks the extra point.
Ryan Harrington's extra point is good, so it's Ankeny leading Dowling 7-0 as they go 3 plays and 79 yards for the drive. We'll take a break and come back. The Hawks lead it over Dowling Catholic here on Iowa Catholic Radio, and we'll return.
Christ Our Life, a Catholic conference for our searching souls.
Come celebrate your Catholic faith where lives are changed.
Speaker at the Christ Our Life conference, Jason Everett.
How we can respond as Catholics to gender, that delicate issue. If you've got family, friends, who identify as trans or non-binary, what's the Catholic response to that?
September 28th and 29th at the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines.
Details and ticket info at ChristOurLifeIowa.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Carlos Welcome from the Basilica of St. John. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
All right, we're back here at Ankeny Stadium. The Hawks lead Dowling 7-0, going 3 plays and 79 yards, capped off by quarterback Luke Anderson's 67-yard touchdown pass to Harrington, and to Brandhorst rather, and the extra point good. Dowling now will field the football as the kickoff goes into the end zone. Harrington with the tremendous leg, but Brandhorst getting behind the Dowling defense. And Andrew Brandhorst with his second touchdown of the year, Matt. So the Maroons got to regroup and get their offense going here.
Yeah, and it sets. They had their backs against the wall, and they wanted to come out and make a statement early, and they sure did. They scouted things and had an opening over the middle, got the first down. Next play, they went for the shot and took it, and it paid off.
Got a timeout as we start that. They're going to put the ball in the left hash. That'll give us a time to get Mr. Brian Morris on the field. Did you sprint down the end zone on a 67-yard bomb by Ankeny, Brian?
No, but the receiver ran right by me, guys. But I think they watched film last week because Valley receivers got behind Dowling's defensive backs a couple times last week. They just didn't hit the throw. And tonight the quarterback from Ankeny just made a great throw.
All right, back to throw is quarterback for the Maroons, Parker DeFils, fires out. It's caught by Trey Wilson. He's run out of bounds. Goes from his own 20. And he gets positive yards, about 28-yard line, we'll call him that.
nice gain on first down. They came out of a trip set on the right side, and Trey, from his inside slot position, ran the out, and the other two cleared out for him, and Phillips hit him in stride. Nice, easy pickup on first down, and the offense starts out.
A gain of 8, so 2nd and 2 Maroons, and the give is a little jet sweep to Wilson. Trey's got the first down across the 30 up to the 32-yard line. Again, it's quarterback Parker DePhillips, the senior for Dowling, 6'1", 185 pounds. He has Rashad Davis, who has yet to touch the football this season, wearing number 24, 5'10", 180-pound senior.
And you can bet everyone was looking for Rashad in one of those first 2 plays, but Coach Wilson was going to take his time, and when it's time, it's time. The Dowling offense is moving the ball right now.
All right, 2 receivers left, one to the right. Now Ian Middleton in, and he's kind of that fullback in this spot. Here's a snap. The handoff to Rashad Davis, his first carry of the year. Kind of stays with his offensive line and gets up to about the 35-yard line, a gain of 4. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for Dowling.
And for Ian Middleton making the block inside there for Rashad to follow him, and he got up in there and followed Rashad, or Rashad followed him up in the middle. Nice pickup on first down, 4-yard give run.
Here's a snap out of the shotgun. Pass caught by Wilson, but it was more of a lateral pass and maybe a yard or 2 up to the 36-yard line.
I think they're going to give him a loss on that mark. They're going to mark that back as a 2-3 yard loss to make it 3rd and 9. Missed the initial block out there on the edge. They tried to do the quick split end screen, and Ankeny was all over it.
So a loss on the play back to the 32-yard line, we'll call it. Loss of 3. Bring up 3rd and 9 Dowling. Under 10 minutes to play first quarter. Ankeny 7, Dowling nothing. DePhillips over the middle. Caught by Wilson. He's got the first down. He's finally brought down right about the 45-yard line. Gain of 13 and a first down for the Maroons.
Little pump fake there by DePhillips, which we haven't seen yet. And he froze the defense for a second, which allowed Trey to open up over the middle on the right hash, and DePhillips put it right on his numbers, and it was a route that Trey ran 3 yards past the sticks, which makes it an easy first down. Then
you kind of had to read the linebackers. They were kind of halfway between, and Dowling with the first down at their own 45-yard line underway here in the first quarter. DePhillips back to throw, fires it out, caught by Rashad Davis near sideline, and he scampers right in front of us. Out of bounds, they'll spot him at the 49-yard line of Ankeny. So Maroons pick up 6.
Kind of the same set they did when Trey Wilson got the split end screen. This time they stepped Rashad back there and caught the ball, and he tightrope down the sideline for a decent pickup here, 6-yard pickup on first down as the Maroons cross midfield.
All right, 2nd down and 4 Dowling. Maroons with 3 receivers to the left. Dowling going south to north. We're in their visiting white uniforms for the first time this year with maroon numbers. Ankeny showing blitz. And Parker DePhillips checks off. Here is a blitz. Handoff goes to Rashad Davis. Squirts outside, still on his feet. And finally tackled right at the first down marker. And he might be about a yard shy to the Hawk 46-yard line, gain of 3.
Tristan Hill makes a nice play there for the Ankeny Hawks as he got Rashad around the waist, was able to take him down. And you'll see a lot of stunts and a lot of fake blitzes and everything else. That's the whole intent of this 3-5 offense or defense, is to bring pressure from different points. And right there they were showing before the snap, and the right read by DePhillips on that play.
All right, tight formation by Dowling. They give to Rashad Davis. He's got some room. He's got the first down. He's in the secondary, and he's finally run out of bounds right in front of the Dowling bench near side at the Hawk 33, a pickup of 13.
Nice run there, and the play was designed to go inside. And as we've seen Rashad do a lot over the last few years, there was nothing there. He's got that quick little sidestep and bounced it to the edge and was able to get down the sideline for a big gain.
He really lets his offensive line and kind of feeds off them. Now Dowling will bring the tight end to the right side. 2 receivers left, 1 back in the backfield. Now Wilson goes in motion. 3 receivers left for Dowling. DePhillips out of the shotgun. High snap. Gets it down. Handoff. Rashad Davis. He's in the secondary, and he finally squirts up to about the 27 or 8-yard line of Ankeny. A gain of 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
Motioning Trey Wilson out to the left, out to the wide side of the field, trying to drag a defender with him and then create a little crease in the middle of the field, which they did for Rashad Davis. And again, running behind, Carter Barrett there and Brady Hagan were a nice gain on first down.
So 2nd and 6 now for the Maroons. This will be the 10th play of the Dowling drive. We started back at their own 20. Back to throw to Phillips. Wants to go long. He's got Wilson open, but he overthrew him in the end zone. Incomplete. There was one-on-one coverage there with the Ankeny defensive back, that being Ben Taylor, and Trey had a step on him.
Yeah, Trey did have a step, and they were taking a shot there with, they figured it's 4-down territory right here. You're at 3rd and mid, or at 2nd and middle, so 2nd and 6, you can take a shot there, figuring that you got 2 to get 6 yards here in the next 2 downs.
All right, the Maroons bring in Sam Drexler, number 3, split out in the slot left with 3 receivers left. He's one of them over there. To Phillips on 3rd and 6 for Dowling from the 29 of Ankeny. Phillips has time, rolls to his left, looking, pump fakes, tries to get around left end. He puts his head down, and he's down. I think he's got the first down. Yeah. He does inside the 25.
Great play, great heady play by Parker to Phillips out there. He gave a pump fake and took the edge defender away. He's rolling to the wide side of the field to his left side, which is not typically a good roll for a quarterback who's right-handed. And he gave him the pump fake, got around the edge, and then continued on for the first down.
Picked up 9 yards and a first down. So this will be the 12th play of the Dowling drive. Ankeny 7, Dowling nothing. 8 minutes to go, first quarter here at Ankeny Stadium on a beautiful night. Game time temperature in the mid-70s. High snap. Handoff for Rashad Davis. He's looking to get outside. He's at the 10, and he's angling for the 5, spinning around, and he's finally going for the goal line. Did he get it? He did! Touchdown! Rashad Davis from 20 yards out. And that is his first score of the season, and Dowling now has made it a 1-point game.
When you saw him break through the initial front 8, you had a feeling he was going to make it, because when he gets an open space, he is such a threat because he can move side to side, and yet he was still patient downfield. He got a good couple downfield blocks from his receivers on the right side down there, and he blasted over for the touchdown.
All right, the extra point with DePhillips on the hold, and the long snapper is Wyatt Jones. Ball is down, the kick is high, and Marty Blount's extra point, no good. So Ankeny with the lead, 7-6 with 7:54 to go first quarter. Dowling going on a 12-play, 80-yard drive, but came up 1 point short. We'll be back with the kickoff. It's Ankeny 7, Dowling 6 on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Have you downloaded the Iowa Catholic Radio app? It's easy through the Apple App Store on iPhone or through Google Play on Android. Search Iowa Catholic Radio and download the app. You can listen to Iowa Catholic Radio Talk or Iowa Catholic Radio Music. Listening to Iowa Catholic Radio is easy.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com. Support for programming funded by Blessman International. We bring the good news of the gospel to South African children and their families through faith formation and locally sustainable programs. As the Fellowship of Christian Athletes location for all South Africa, our Sports for Christ complex provides student access to friendly competition where discipline and dedication are developed. Learn how you can support programs like Sports for Christ or experience the hands-on engagement of a mission trip at blessmaninternational.org.
Hey, we're back here at Ankeny Stadium. Beautiful night here for high school football, week number 3, 76 degrees at kickoff. East wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour, humidity at 60%. Kickoff by Dowling. Fair caught once again by Ankeny, and they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Brian Morris will go down to you. Dowling offense going 12 plays, 80 yards. And Rashad Davis, a 20-yard run for the touchdown, but the extra point no good. And Ankeny with a 1-point lead in their offense on the field here, Brian.
Yeah, that was a great read by Rashad Davis. He let Ian Middleton, he waited for his block, and Ian Middleton made a great block to get him in the end zone.
And Ian finished, or rather, Rashad finished strong as he was wrapped up inside the 5, but he showed his leg strength. And now here's a quick pass, caught, and that's Caton Hankins, and he's got the first down the near sideline, run out of bounds at the 33-yard line of Ankeny. So he goes from his own 19, he picks up 14.
Jackson Miller makes a nice play there to save. Because at first, after he got through that initial missed tackle, I thought he might be going for a long run. Almost had a hand on that ball, the rush did, in that quick screen.
All right, the handoff goes to the tailback as Ankeny out with the first down from their own 33-yard line, and spinning upfield is which tailback they'll use 2, and that is number 0, and Daniel Laramie. So it'll bring up second down. Larmy with the handoff again. Gets up to the 40 and maybe to the 41. They'll spot forward progress. So he'll get a couple yards there. Ankeny going hurry up.
They are. They're going a little bit tempo, and that offensive line right now is getting off the ball well with some intensity, and they're coming right at this Maroon defense.
Well, the Hawks are big on their offensive line. Coach Wilson talked about the right side, 310, 315 pounds. The right guard and tackle, center Pruin at 220. Now the quarterback back to throw is the Hawks, and they fire it downfield. The pass overthrown, incomplete, as Anderson trying to hook up with his intended receiver over there, Owen Fisher.
Interesting call on 3rd and short against this defense. They think that tells me they think they have an advantage on the edges. They think they can get behind our defenders.
So it's 4th and 2, and now an Ankeny player is injured, and we're going to have a break. We'll keep it here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Mandering, and of course Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline. And our first break of the night, we want to mention our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and I hope you do too if you happen to stop by and tell them you heard the game on Iowa Catholic Radio. That includes Ashworth Vision Clinic, Blessman International, Those in the Florist, Construction Professionals, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Fast Signs in Clive, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. And, of course, halftime tonight, we have one of your staff members at Dowling Catholic, Ryan Vogt, talking about the Dowling Club.
Yeah, he's done a great job, generating some energy behind that long-standing tradition of the Dowling Club and getting our people involved in our athletic programs, and he's just fun to have around. You want to talk about a diehard Hawk fan, he is all in. I mean, I think, but what's fun about Ryan is he bleeds maroon now. He's got a little bit of that Port Dodge City that's left in him, but he's more maroon now and in Hawkeye.
He's got the Gale Green. We'll keep him away from Brian Morris.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Well, Ankeny's going to punt, and their punter, Ryan Harrington, is back deep, and he boots it away from his own 30. Faircut signaled by Trey Wilson right around his own 15. So Dowling will start 1st and 10 from their own 15 with 6:51 to go here in the first quarter. And Ankeny leads Dowling 7-6. A missed extra point, the difference. And we'll go back down to you, Brian. I'll let bygones be bygones from last Saturday. And you Cyclone fans relishing in your victory. But we'll go back to what's going on here in the Dowling offense.
Yeah, I think Matt said it well. That was an interesting call on 3rd and short to throw the bomb. But I did say, again, last week, Valley, the receivers, got behind Dowling's defensive back several times. So there was something on the scouting report that Ankeny thinks they have an advantage on that play.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point. Dowling with a first down from their own 15. 7-6 our score. Ankeny leads Dowling Catholic. The missed extra point, the difference. Dowling with 2 receivers to the right. Handoff goes to Rashad Davis. Tries to score it outside. Now he's caught in the backfield. Might have ripped his jersey, and he goes down back at the 12-yard line. He may have lost a couple of yards. He did. And great pursuit that time by the Hawks that time.
They rallied to the ball really well there and were able to corral him in the backfield. And it was an outstanding defensive play there. Got him by the shirt and was able to drag him down.
3-yard loss, 2nd and 13 Maroons. Dowling will line up Jake Scow along with Trey Wilson, wide left, tight end on the right, and out of the shotgun, handoff goes to Rashad Davis. He follows his blockers. He's in the secondary across the 20. First down and more for the Maroons, out of bounds at the 40. Finally spun down by the Hawks. EZ Pinks, number 31, making the stop.
Got a nice crease on the right side from Cade Krause and Josh Miller, and Rashad, a little stutter in the backfield, sprinted to the boundary on the Dowling sideline and accelerated. And one guy to beat, and then a good angle by the Hawk defender.
28-yard run by Rashad Davis. First down Dowling at their own 40. 2 receivers split wide to the left. Jack Barrett and Sam Drexler. Barrett wears number 6, and Drexler wears number 3. Out of the shotgun with an empty backfield. 2 receivers to the right. Back to throw to Phillips. Looks right, throws right, and the pass is stripped away, incomplete. Nice job that time by the Hawks, Ben Taylor. He stripped it out of the hands of Dowling's Jake Scow.
He did, and to Phillips, I didn't think he was going to hit that crease, that opening that Scow fit into. But he did. He put a laser out there right on the sideline, and if not for the great play of that Hawk defender, that would have been a first down.
All right, the Maroons with a 2nd and 10, ball right on the 39-yard line, they'll call it. Maroons going left to right, south to north. Crosswind tonight, 3 receivers left. Handoff goes to the backup tailback for the Maroons, and that is Cohen Shelton bursting up the middle near the first down. Stop shy at the 48-yard line, gain of 9.
Gain of 9, and a nice explosion through there for Shelton as he showed his worth last week, too, at that running back position. Had a nice game, and Coach Wilson's honoring that, and he's giving him the touches. You got 3 really good running backs right now that they can take advantage of.
Middleton's been used on offense more of a blocking back, and this time Rashad Davis back in. Middleton is the fullback, if you will. And it's 3rd and 1. Handoff goes to Davis. He got the first down across midfield and finally stopped right at the 49 of Ankeny. Maroons now in Hawk territory for the 2nd time tonight offensively.
Ian Middleton picked up the blitzer from the right side, and then the blitzer coming off the right side of the Dowling offense, and it created the crease, allowed Rashad Davis time to get up in there and get the first down. On the left side of that line, over Barrett and Hagan.
Carter Barrett, Brady Hagan, left tackle and left guard. The center is the captain, Carter Smith, Cade Krause in the right guard, and Josh Miller, the right tackle. And Jacob Peterson, Jack Barrett will share the tight end spot. Right now it's Peterson at tight end to the right side. Play action play action fake, and the pass goes to Ian Middleton, and he's near a first down. He's spotted down at the 40-yard line, and that's a quick pop pass to where the Ian lined up, and that was the halfback, fullback type, kind of hid behind the left guard and tackle.
He just slips out there, and in this 3-5 defense, there's is somebody accounting for that kid slipping out, and Ian Middleton turns and DePhillips puts it right on him. Great read, big pickup on first down.
9-yard gain for Middleton. Back to throw on play action is DePhillips. Rolls to his right, penalty flag down. Pass is caught, but a flag down as Jack Barrett made the reception right in front of the Dowling bench in front of us.
2 flags down. I might have jinxed our young line in pregame. I said they hadn't made it, no flags yet.
Well,
I'm feeling this one's a hold.
I made and Brian can listen. I told him this during the break. I said, he interviewed the kicker and he misses his next kick. So the extra point. So good job, Mr. Morris. Way to pick that.
Yeah, that's the luck I bring to you. So beware if I interview you.
Ineligible man downfield on Dowling, and they're going to accept that. So they'll mark the ball back. It'll be 2nd and long now for Dowling. I'll mark it down.
And sometimes that's hard for these linemen because they don't know if it's a run or a pass. And
exactly.
And I was watching on the last play because Carter Smith and Cade Krause had one. They blocked a guy 10 yards downfield and put him on his back. And when they can't see what's going on behind him, that's a tough play.
It certainly is. Our officials tonight, the referee is Scott Brown. Philip Boffman is our umpire. Jim Wilson, the head linesman. Line judge Alan Dries, and Kurt Renault, the back judge. And now runs with a pass to the right side, caught by Scow, and he's got some of that yardage back to the 40-yard line, gain of 10.
Yeah, he got most of that yardage back, and DePhillips, as we saw last week, really likes going to this right side, and he throws that out pattern, and he steps and throws and nails that thing, going down this right boundary, and now you got a 3rd manageable 4-down territory in my estimation.
Almost like a goal line offense with Trey Wilson split out wide left. They give it to Rashad Davis. He works the right side, spins out of a tackle, loses part of his jersey inside the 20, spun down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 Maroons. And how about that run by Rashad Davis of 32 yards and a first down?
Now, he's not quite the same build as Earl Campbell, and probably we got to have an age limit on our listeners here, but they're going to call a hold.
This is going to come back, unfortunately.
That's too bad. I can remember that Earl Campbell in the days would come back, half his jerseys on, half his jerseys off. It's those tearaway jerseys. What was that, late 70s? Is that era?
Yeah, it was, yeah. So
I was like 3 years old, Mark, watching it.
The 32-yard run is going to be wiped out, and they're going to move the ball back. We'll see if we're going to move it back all the way to the 30.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the 44-yard line. Wow. The ball was at the 8. And that penalty.
Yeah.
We'll move it back. So back to throws to Phillips on 3rd and 6. He fires downfield. He's got a man open. Barrett caught inside the 10. They're going to spot him down right at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Maroons on a 39-yard bomb to Jack Barrett.
Great pass there. DePhillips just laid it out there beautifully for Jack Barrett. And a little stutter move for him and get down the sideline and just raced past the Hawk defense.
Tremendous reception, and Barrett had double coverage on him, and he got between the two receivers running that fly route. Now here's DePhillips, handoff for Rashad Davis, goes over the right side, and he's down right at the 5-yard line, and maybe the 4 for a gain of 1. Will bring up 2nd and goal at the 4.
Nice play there. I'm looking for the number here. I believe is 22 for the Ankeny Hawks, and Ben Taylor was able to get up in there and wrap up Rashad right away. Here we go, hurry up.
Now the handoff goes to Rashad Davis, and he's in for the score. Rashad goes over the right side. Cade Krause, Josh Mill, the right guard and tackle respectively. And the tight end, I believe in there, Jacob Peterson. Touchdown Maroons from 4 yards out.
They were going hurry up. They saw what they wanted and went right back at it, found the crease. Not going for 2 here. Going to try to get to Marty Blount, get his confidence back.
Yes, 12-7 is our score. Dowling with the lead. 3:30 left to go, first quarter, and Marty Blount in for the extra point. Missed his first one of the night. DePhillips will hold, and Wyatt Jones the snap. The kick is up and good. So it's Dowling 13, Ankeny 7. 3 minutes, 31 seconds remaining first quarter. We'll be back to Ankeny Stadium on a gorgeous night for week 3 of the high school football season on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thought of the day with Monsignor Frank Bagnano.
Trust God in such a way that you do not forget to do your part, but do your part in such a way that you realize God alone is at work. God's love is not only present at this moment, but all throughout the day. His love and gentle guidance has a plan for your day today. So, prayerfully set good goals, be yourself, do what you can do peacefully, accomplish your goals one at a time, remembering God is at work to create a fruitful outcome. Remember, God often writes straight with crooked lines. If the lines look a little crooked, trust Him even more, and then see how God makes them straight. He is so loving and powerful. God's ways are above your ways or mine. Do your part, trust God for the results. And that's today's thought of the day.
All right, we're back here at Ankeny Stadium. Dowling going 11 plays, 85 yards, capped off by Rashad Davis' second touchdown of the night. And Maroons lead it 13-7 for the first time tonight. And now this time the return is on for Ankeny. A short kick by the Maroons and returned up to the 40-yard line. That's where the Hawks will start. Let's go down to Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline after that drive by the Maroons to take the first lead of the night, Brian.
Yeah, I think we saw last week Parker DePhillips kind of grew up as the game went along. And again, he didn't get a lot of reps last year, but he throws a nice ball. And that sideline pattern that he likes to run, that 9-yard out, it is working. And when the defensive back bit on that fake move, it got the receiver wide open.
All right, Ankeny, thank you for that report, Brian, on the Dowling sideline right in front of us tonight. As Anderson now on play action rolls to his right. Luke looking downfield, fires out. The pass is caught. And let's see which.
Wait. They might call it incomplete.
Yeah, they're going to call it incomplete. It was caught initially, then dropped. And Dowling thought it was fumbled. But a lot of action there right at midfield. The pass goes incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. But a nice run, or nice play action that time by Anderson. Found his receiver, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Joe Schmerdla, I believe it was Joe Schmerdla, came through and hit the receiver just as he caught the football and forced the ball out for the incompletion. So nice play. I agree. I mean, this Luke Anderson is impressing me.
He's very heady at quarterback, runs the play action. He kind of freezes the linebackers. The Hawks now will send out one receiver left. That's Andrew Brandhorst, who caught the touchdown. Now he's joined by a second receiver, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff goes to the tailback, and he's hit and dropped in the backfield. Caden Hank is hit and dropped immediately.
Joel Sanko made a beautiful open field tackle because they had gotten around the edge. Sanko is the last man on the edge on this side, and he didn't get outmaneuvered. Comes up and makes a nice play outside in and wrapped him up at the ankles for the tackle.
Gain of 1, so it's 3rd and 9 Ankeny. Just under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Ankeny going right to left, north to south here at Ankeny Stadium. And now Anderson under duress fires it out, and the pass is incomplete. Tender receiver was Brandhorst, and he was well covered that time by the Dowling defense and Parker Pearson.
Parker Pearson in great coverage. That's the first time we've seen pressure on Anderson up the middle. And I think they brought an extra guy that time, and so good pressure, backed him up, incomplete, punt.
All right, so the Hawks will send the punting unit in, and that is Ryan Harrington, who averages about 39.5 yards throughout the season. And the long snapper is Hayden Carlson, one of their backup receivers, number 83. Here's the snap. Nearly came, and now a flag down as we're going to get Dowling for running in the punter. Fair catch signal for, and the Maroons are going to be guilty of running into the punter, and the Hawks are going to get a first down out of it.
I believe it's going to be the 15-yard variety, too. It's going to be roughing. You saw the one receiver. Yeah. They're going to get 15 yards.
So that penalty will give Ankeny a first down. Tough break as we go down to Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline and track.
Yeah, that was a tough break for sure, guys, because Dowling had done a nice job of stopping them, and now they just gave the ball right back to them.
You could see Jack Barrett coming off the edge on that to block the punt, and I thought he could have blocked it, and he stopped because he didn't want to run into the punter, but then the Maroon from the other side didn't get the brakes put on.
Ball is now marked at the Dowling 44, so that is a backbreaker, and the Dowling defense having to go back out. So it'll be first down Hawks at the Dowling 44. 3 receivers left, one back in the backfield, and that is Laramie. Back to throws. Anderson has time, looks left, throws left. Pass is caught, and that's Owen Fisher with the reception, and finally spun down at the 40-yard line by the Maroons, and it'll be shy, obviously, the first down. He didn't get out of bounds.
Parker Pearson had given him a lot of cushion, but closed in a hurry and was able to make a good open field tackle and a one-on-one play there for the Maroons.
So line of scrimmage now the 39 of Ankeny, and they'll go back to the ground game, hand off to Laramie, and he falls forward and picks up the first down inside the 35 of Dowling down to the 33.
They were able to collapse the edge there, the left edge of the Ankeny line, and create a space there for Laramie to bust through and get the first down.
First down Hawks. They go up tempo. Here's a snap. Back to throw Anderson. Now being chased, setting up the screen. Pass is caught. Laramie with the catch, but hit and dropped by the Maroon defense. Nice individual effort that time by Dylan Manning.
You cannot throw a screen against Dylan Manning. And that's true. He's blown up this year. It was fun to watch the defensive line. They realized they got released, and all of a sudden they're retreating. And Dylan Manning came in and cleaned it up for the short game.
Loss of 3 on the play on that pass to Laramie. So it's 2nd and 7 Ankeny from the Dowling 30-yard line. And handoff goes Laramie up the middle, and he's kind of skips his way and down to about the 26-yard line for a gain of 4.
Dylan Manning on the stop again, but Laramie showed a nice run there, just leg strength, because he had an arm tackle right at the line of scrimmage, was able to break through that with his leg strength and power down the field for a couple more yards.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, and Fast Signs in Clive. And now the Hawks with a 3rd and 3. Line of scrimmage at Dowling 26. They go with a tight formation with one receiver. They fake the handoff to Laramie. They fire the pass out. It's underthrown, incomplete to Evan Erlmeyer, and that'll bring up 4th and 2. And Hawks now with head coach has to decide whether to go for it or not here, man.
Yeah, Coach Bauer, I think, at this point in the game, he's pretty intent on going for it right there. Ian Milton did a nice job in space there. He's coming off to the right edge of the Ankeny offense where they were trying to throw that little action out to the flats, and he was able to deflect the pass and knock it sideways so that it didn't get completed.
All right, the Hawks with 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, so they have empty backfield. One of those receivers is Laramie. And Anderson out of the shotgun. Here's a snap on 4th and 3. Passes over the middle. The pass is broken up, incomplete. How about that? Ducharme and Middleton right where the ball was thrown, and they broke it up incomplete. Dowling will take over on downs.
And the official. I mean, there was 4 people there all at once. And, 2 great defensive plays by Ian Middleton getting a hand on the football, and that one got broken up there. As you said, 2 Dowling defenders right there as the ball came through. And they broke it up, turned it over on downs, and now the offense starts.
There you go, Brian. The Maroons right there. Ducharme and Middleton dropping back to where that crossing route was happening right over the linebackers. So it is 1st and 10. Dowling from their own 26-yard line. 49 seconds to go in this first quarter. Handoff goes to Rashad Davis. And second man, fakes the handoff. And DePhillips turns around and goes right up the hole and picks up the first down across the 35.
Going back to the previous play with Aiden Ducharme, he's getting into his drop zone. And all he's doing is reading the quarterback in that play. And he sat on it, and he waited in the middle of the field and was able to help Ian Middleton there as the two of them knocked that play off. Right there, that's a great play by DePhillips.
11-yard run for DePhillips, and thought he gave it to Rashad Davis. He got tackled, and it was DePhillips that filled the hole. So it's 1st and 10 Maroons from their own 37. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Handoff Rashad Davis. This time he does get the football, and gets across the 40 up to about the 41-yard line, gain of 4.
That previous play in the wishbone offense, we would have called that a midline play, where you follow the back up into the middle. I think it was really a designed pass, and he saw the receivers recovered and kept it and pulled it down.
All right, that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So we've come to the end of the first quarter here at Ankeny Stadium. Our score, Dowling Catholic 13, Ankeny 7, alongside Matt Mandring. I'm Mark Amadale. Brian Morris down in the field. We'll return with the second quarter in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
The holiest man in the world on prayer techniques.
Prayer is merely talking with God. If you find prayer boring, make sure it's not a one-sided conversation.
Take time to listen in prayer.
I don't always hear God speak, but when I do, it's because I give him the chance. Plus, a closed mouth gathers no food. How else do you think I can fit into this hair shirt? Stay holy, my friends.
A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio is now available on your smart speaker. Step 1, say,
Alexa, enable the Iowa Catholic Radio skill.
Or enable it through your Alexa app. Step 2, say,
Alexa, open Iowa Catholic Radio.
Now enjoy listening to Iowa Catholic Radio through your smart speaker.
Hey, welcome back to Ankeny Stadium. But beginning the second quarter, it's Dowling leading Ankeny 13-7. Number 1 Dowling 2-0 coming into this Class 5A district game. Ankeny 0-2. Let's go down to Brian Morris. I think Brian is with us on the. You got a lot of track time tonight, Brian. It seems like.
I'm getting my steps in tonight, guys. That's for sure. But again, I think the strategy of Dowling tonight is just to wear down Ankeny, to be quite honest, because we've got 3 running backs that they keep running at Ankeny, and they're starting to get bigger chunks of yards.
Notice that, and Coach Wilson interchanging his tailbacks, the receivers out there, Brian. He's not afraid to go to the next man in, and it's all about trust. And he's starting to find guys he can trust, the ones that are out there right now, whether in a starting role or a reserve, Brian.
That's exactly right. And I think Parker DePhillips is just keep getting more and more confident as the season goes on, just because, again, he's getting more reps than he had last year.
That's right, Brian. Thank you, Brian, on the Dowling sideline right in front of us here on the east side of Ankeny Stadium. Matt Maynard, you got a quick look at some scores.
Quick couple scores. Johnston's up on Valley early, 14-0. Southeast Polk Trails, Cedar Rapids Prairie, 0-17. And Urbandale Trails, number 7 Bettendorf by 14-0.
Okay. And
Johnston scores a little bit of a surprise.
Well, Johnston won last year in that battle of Johnston and Valley. Keep you posted. A lot of good games out there. Of course, Ankeny Centennial at Cedar Falls, a pair of ranked teams. Centennial ranked 3rd, Cedar Falls 6th, and 9th ranked Johnston, as you mentioned, Matt, leading 4th ranked Valley in the first half. And
we're finding that we're on TV tonight, so we're going to get a couple longer breaks, I have a feeling.
Those guys have that kind of clout?
I don't know. I don't know, Mark.
Yes, the game is shown on live local TV, but CISN and Paul Yeager's also doing the game. And so we got 3 of us here, 3 different media outlets. Handoff on 2nd and 6 to Rashad Davis, and he goes right over right guard and picks up maybe a couple, and will bring up 3rd and long for Dowling as the ball spotted down at the 43-yard line, gain of 2.
Yeah, not too many times as Dowling, since they've had the ball here on offense and been in the 3rd and 6. This is the 3rd and long for them, and And as Brian said earlier, this is where DePhillips likes to hit that right flat. They'll run an out pattern over there with one of the receivers, and he'll put it on them.
All right, tight formation, double tight end set, handoff to Rashad Davis, looks left, rolls left, and he's going to be hit and drop right up to the 44-yard line. He'll gain a yard, but he'll be shy of the first down. Fourth down coming up, 4th and 3 Dowling from their own 44.
And fourth and short. This is 4th and a little bit long. This is a 4th and 4. They're going to send the punt team out.
So we're going to take a look at the new punter for Dowling this week. Jackson Smith won the battle. Jackson's a 6'5", 175-pound junior, and this will be his first varsity punt. And he'll stand back at his own 30-yard line. Dowling would have to get to the 47 for a first down, so it's 4th and 3 from their own 44. Here's the snap, and he gets it away. High end over end kick, and he'll take a bounce and a Dowling bounce inside the 20. Nice roll as Ankeny let it go between their two safeties back there. And it'll be inside the 20 is where the Ankeny Hawks will start. 1st and 10 with Dowling leading 13-7 as we begin the second quarter with 10.5 minutes to go. Mark Hamadale alongside Matt Maindring. And let's go down to the Dowling sideline, or actually the track in front of us. Can't say that at Valley Stadium, but that is where Brian Moritz is at. Brian?
Yeah, the punter, Jackson, he had his first punt. His eyes were as big as saucers. You think back, all of us, the first time we ever got on the varsity field, it's quite an experience. But he did a great job, end over end punt.
I don't know if Ankeny had something happen in the first 2 games where they muffed a kick or a punt, but they didn't even try to field that one.
That could be. I know they had some fumbles earlier when they lost to Southeast Spokane Valley. Now the handoff to the Hawks, and they'll go with their other back, and that's Caden Hankis, number 5. Hankis and Daniel Laramie are the 2 backs. Laramie wears number 0, and Hankis with the carry there, and he gets it up to the 19, a gain of 3.
Ankeny going pretty quick here. They tried to go through the A gap on the right side with gap right next to the center, and Dylan Manning chewed that up and allowed the short gain. 2
receivers left. Now on play action. Anderson fires the ball down through, but he threw it behind his intended receiver, Evan Ermeyer. The pass is incomplete, but he was open, but he threw it behind him.
He was open, and that's the first ball I've seen Anderson throw that was off a little bit, because he had him wide open in the middle of the field and threw it behind him.
And he had time. He didn't have pressure from the Dowling defensive line. So now it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 for Ankeny. Line of scrimmage their own 19. They'll open with 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Now they send a man in motion. That's Hankis right to left. So now they have 3 receivers left. 10 on the play clock. The one back in the backfield is Laramie. Anderson with the long count. The Ankeny quarterback back to throw. Stays in the pocket. Now looking, moves his feet, and the pass is caught in the right flat, but shy of the first down, maybe for a yard or 2, as he had to throw a lot of air under that ball, caught by Owen Fisher for a short gain.
He threw that about 20 yards from one side of the field to the other, and only about a 3-yard gain. Great. Dowling played coverage there, and what I mean by that is they didn't send anybody extra up to rattle the quarterback. They kept everybody in coverage, everything in front of them, allowed the short completion, but denied the first down.
All right, Ryan Harrington, the senior punter, 6'4", 160 pounds for Ankeny, averaging about 39.5 yards on the year, gets the punt away, and Trey Wilson back deep, and he fair catch signal. Good coverage by the Ankeny special teams. Dowling will have it 1st and 10 right at their own 34-yard line with 9:15 to go here in the second quarter. Dowling 13, Ankeny 7. Mark Hamadale, Matt Maindring. Here in the press box on the east side of Ankeny Stadium. Let's go down the Dowling track and the Dowling sideline, and that is where Brian Morris is at. Brian?
Yeah, guys, after that first big play that Dowling gave up on defense, the defense has really stepped up and not given up very many big plays or any really good yardage. So whatever adjustment the Maroons made, I think is working.
Yeah, well, let's see how that transpires. It's always a game of adjustments. And the Maroons now will have Middleton in as the halfback, if you will, and Cohen Shelton in at tailback. Parker DePhillips, the quarterback. 2 receivers left. They fake it to Shelton, fired over the middle. It's caught by Middleton, and he's hit and dropped. Took a lick, but he got the first down across the 45 up to the 46-yard line.
Sam Sandvig, and we've said that name a few times over the last couple of years, and he laid a lick on Ian, as you said, but Ian's a strong young man as well, and caught the ball, got his feet under him, and nice pitch and catch there.
Gain of 12, and that was a lick that Middleton took, but he can give the lick when he's on defense.
Yep.
Dowling with the first down, 2 receivers right, halfback on the right, and Rashad Davis, the tailback. 1st and 10 from the Dowling 46. Ankeny showing blitz on their 3-3-5 defense. Back to throws to Phillips. Passes caught. Middleton in the flat, 50-yard line, puts his head down and goes out of bounds right around the 47 of Ankeny. He'll pick up about 7 yards on the play on the reception.
And there, Ian was ready to give it to somebody else, and he did right there. When you get a little swing pass out to Ian Middleton on the right side, on the wide side of the field, and Ian caught it right about the number, and we ran down the sideline, and once he had a head of steam, he ran that kid over.
7-yard gain.
Yeah.
And it might have been for 5, but he added a few more after he laid the lick on. So it's 2nd and 3 Dowling. Line of scrimmage, the Ankeny 47. The Maroons lead by 6 points, 13-7 here in the second quarter with 8.5 minutes to go. And now we've got a timeout called by Dowling. We'll take a 1-minute break and return to Ankeny Stadium with the Maroons leading 13-7 with 8.5 minutes left to go second quarter. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Deacon Paul Dolan from the Emmaus Pastorate in the Archdiocese of Dubuque. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
All right, we're back here at Ankeny Stadium. Dowling with the 2nd and 3. Handoff Rashad Davis lunges forward, and he's near a first down, be about a yard shy from the Ankeny 47-yard line. Gets to the 45 for a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 1 coming up for the Maroons.
Didn't quite catch the number on that. It might have been Pinks on the tackle that makes a really nice tackle around the ankles on Rashad to limit him to a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 2 for the Maroons. And now hand off to Rashad, and he gets swallowed up, but he pushes forward, and he's down to the 45-yard line. He may be about a yard shy of the first down. And the Maroons run the table here and go for it on 4th down at the Hawk 45? We'll see.
Yeah, I kind of think, Coach is sitting there, and at least they're going to call a play and at least try to get them to come off sides. Right there, they had a run blitz defense. They had like a goal line defense there. They had everybody up.
A goal line offense, double tight end, an extra tackle. Rashad Davis in the backfield. Middleton right over the right guard, and now Dowling does a check with me to the sideline with 10 on the play clock. 4th and 1, Dowling going for it from the Ankeny 45. Here's a snap to Phillips. Handoff goes to Davis. Splits the tackle, still on his feet, angles towards the sideline, and he doesn't get it. He's marked down right at the goal at the line of scrimmage, the 45, and the Hawks will take over.
Nice play out there by the Ankeny defense. They were able to stretch it outside as Rashad tried to bounce it. And there was nothing on the inside. Bounces it to the edge, nothing there, and limited the first down. So it turned the ball over on downs.
So Ankeny will take over on their own 45-yard line with 7:17 to go second quarter. Dowling leading 13-7. Brian Morris, a great defensive stand by the Ankeny Hawks. They held Rashad Davis to 3 carries and 1 yard.
Yeah, really good defense, and again, it gives them a little bit of momentum here, guys.
Certainly does. Larmy gets the handoff on first down, and he bowls his way up to about the 47, maybe the 48 for a gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Hawks.
He ran hard into the line right there, and Laramie's getting the bulk of the carries tonight and put his shoulder down and ran hard in the line, got the 3 yards. On first down.
Yeah, 2nd and 7. Hawks from their own 48. Give to Laramie again, and each time he crashes past the 50, down to the Dowling 49 for a gain of 3.
They're just content right now. They're running into the teeth of that defense, and they're lining up and going toe-to-toe. And, again, Laramie bowls his way ahead. for the short gain.
All right, 3rd and 7 for Ankeny from the Dowling 49. Here's a little toss play. Alarmy has it, but he's tripped up right at the Dowling 45. That's good enough for a first down, they say. Gain of 4.
I don't know if he flipped him up because he looked like he was down short of the line to gain, but unless the tackler flipped him forward for the first down. Either way, the officials say it's first down.
So 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. 1st and 10, Ankeny from the Dowling 45. Alongside Brian Morris and Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. Glad you could join us for week 3. Back to throw is Anderson. Fires out. The pass incomplete to Andrew Brandhorst, who caught the Hawks' only touchdown on the third play from scrimmage tonight.
The pressure right there made Anderson get rid of that a little bit quick. They're on the short side of the field. They're on the left hash, and Brandhorst ran it out to their sideline. And he hadn't quite gotten out of his break, and the ball was already on him because Anderson had to get rid of the ball.
Ankeny with 3 timeouts remaining in the half, Dowling with 2. And the handoff goes to Caden Hankus, who's in there. And he zigzags between the 2 guards and finally brought down right about the 41-yard line for gain of 4.
Caden makes a nice cut in the backfield because I couldn't tell which defender it was. Had him in the backfield, makes a nice cut, gets ahead for the gain.
So gain of 4. We'll bring up 3rd and 6 for Ankeny. They'll go with 3 receivers right, 1 to the left from the Dowling 41-yard line is where the line of scrimmage is at. 5.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Dowling up 13-7 over Ankeny, the preseason number 1 in Class 5A. They're 0-2 on the year. Back to throw. Anderson fires the ball out, and the pass is caught on the far sideline by Brandhorst, and it's a first down at the 32 of Dowling.
That's a great catch by Brandhorst because I tell you what, Smerdla was right on it and had his hand in there, and he was able to maintain control before he went out of bounds. 1st and
10, Ankeny from the 32. And now Anderson fakes the handoff. He wants to run left, and he's going to be hit. And penalty flags down, and so is Anderson. Carries it down to about the 27-yard line, and this will come back as the officials now will move the ball back. We'll see what the signal is here, Matt.
Hard to tell. It's on the other side of the field from us, on the left hash, so you've got to think there's a hold.
It was definitely a hold, guys.
It's got to be a no-doubter when they throw it on their sideline.
Scott Brown is our referee tonight, and he did signal holding on Ankeny. It'll be a 10-yard penalty, and I'll move the Hawks back as they move their huddle back to around the 45-yard line. 5:19 to go here in the second quarter. Dowling up 13-7. Nice game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Mercy One and Fast Signs in Clive. And a reminder, the Iowa Catholic Radio Fall Fundraiser promotion coming up October 1st to the 4th. As special programming highlighting the very best of local and national educators, apologists, and evangelizers. The theme is it takes us all to teach, defend, and evangelize. Fall fundraiser on Iowa Catholic Radio, October 1st through the 4th. Now it's 1st and 19, Ankeny. Anderson back to throw, fires it out. He dumps it off. It's caught by Mason Mahan. And the under receiver makes the catch. Check that. It was Daniel Laramie with the catch. And he was hit as he caught it.
Yeah, now they're going to call another holding, it looks like. And Bobo was right on top of Anderson before he threw that football and pressured him. And we got another Ankeny penalty.
So back-to-back penalties on the Hawks. One a holding penalty. I guess this is the same. That'll move the ball back to the Hawk 49. So they've lost some yardage here.
Yeah.
Almost
first and
18
30.
yards.
Yeah, 1st and 30 roughly, something like that.
And Brian,
not a lot of calls in your playbook for that.
No, Brian, what was the penalty?
It was another holding, guys, on the offensive lineman. I think it was the center.
Back-to-back holding calls. Thank you, Brian Morris.
You're starting to see the Dowling front get a little more pressure on Anderson here as the game wears on.
Right, 1st and almost 30 for Ankeny. A little play action, fires it out, does Anderson. It's caught by the receiver out of the slot. He's finally run out of bounds on the far sideline at the Dowling 43-yard line, we'll call it.
Quick pickup on that split-end screen to the Ankeny sideline, and he avoided the first tackler, able to get a decent gain out of it and get a few yards. Now
that will give him 8, so he got some of that 29 yards back.
2nd and 20.
Ball's at the Dowling 43. Hawks with 3 receivers left, one to the right. They give it to Laramie. Right up the gut he goes, and He bolts his way through inside the 35, down to the 30, to the 28-yard line of Dowling. 1st and 10 Hawks. And, boy, what a run by Larmy up the middle.
Just an old-school draw play is what that looked like right there. And there was nobody home in the middle of the field. And Laramie took advantage.
So it's 1st and 10. Ankeny from the Dowling 29, they'll call it. 14-yard run.
They're going to call offsides on the Dowling defense, and now it makes it 3rd and real manageable. So now it's 3rd and...
Inside the 25 down to the 24 on the Dowling penalty. You're right.
So you go from 1st and 29 to 3rd and 2. Not a bad deal for Ankeny.
They're getting that yardage made up. 3rd and 2, we'll call it, under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. The Hawks now knocking on the door, getting near the red zone, trying to retake the lead. Ankeny led 7-0. Dowling's come back with 13 unanswered points, but the Hawks now driving. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back to throws Larmy, fires in the end zone. He overthrew Evan Erlmeyer, incomplete, who had one-on-one coverage with Dowling Catholic's corner, Joel Senko.
Joel Senko got behind him a little bit, but I think the pressure got to him there, and it was number 33, Jackson Miller, with some pressure off the edge on that play. And I believe also it was Dylan Manning coming in and providing pressure on that play to have him get rid of the ball quickly.
This will be the 11th play of the Ankeny drive. It started back at their own 45-yard line. The Hawks now sprint to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, he just ran off sides.
And he did.
Yeah.
So penalty against Ankeny. That'll stop the clock with 3.5 minutes to go in the half. 5-yard penalty. So you try to play up tempo, then you kind of slow it down, and then you break the huddle quick.
Well,
a lot of things going on.
They were doing something cute there, and I don't know why. They had all of their offensive stacked into an I formation, so they were all stacked up not to give us strength. And then they all quickly ran out to set up, and one of them ran over the line of scrimmage, which is offside. So now it creates a 4th and 8 or 7, and they're going to try and kick a field goal.
Yes, they are. So they'll bring in Ryan Harrington, and he will attempt a 46-yard field goal from the left hash. Harrington, who's kicked a 53-yarder this year. Ball is down. Kick is high enough. Is it long enough? And it is good. Right over the crossbar. Good. And it cuts the lead to 3, 13-10 on a 46-yard field goal by Ankeny.
I don't think that ball got 3 feet above the post the whole way.
But it was pretty well hit. So we'll take a 1-minute break and return. It's Dowling 13, Ankeny 10. 3:33 to go here in the second quarter. Back to Ankeny Stadium in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com.
From Adel to Ankeny and everywhere at iowacatholicradio.com or the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at Ankeny Stadium. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Mandering as Ankeny goes 10 plays, 55 yards, and a 46-yard field goal by their place kicker, Ryan Harrington, was good, and it cuts the Dowling lead to 3, 13-10. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where Brian Morris is at, as the Dowling offense now has 2 timeouts, Brian, and 3.5 minutes of clock left.
Yeah, this is definitely Coach Wilson time. Does a great job of getting the ball and getting some points on the board before halftime. So hopefully he can do the same that he did last week against Valley, and nice drive.
Yeah, Ankeny kicked the ball into the end zone, so it was a touchback. First down, Dowling. Runs going right to left, north to south. Handoff to Rashad Davis, and he bulges through the line up across the 20 up to the 25. They're going to give him 5 on that first down carry.
Maybe even a little bit. Yeah, at least 5. So he got a nice carry on that, got bowled through, and even he was backpedaling. I mean, he was just trying to push the line however he could to get the yardage.
Gain of 6. So we'll call it 2nd and 4. The Maroons, 2 receivers to the right. Handoff Rashad Davis. Squirts out of a tackle. He's got the first down. And he's finally brought down at the 33 of Ankeny for a gain of 8.
Nice run there by Rashad. The inside's plugged up, and as we've seen him do time and time again, he shuffled it to the outside. Rashad lost a wheel there, so he's got to get his shoe back on, and guess you don't have to tie those things anymore. He just slid it back on, away he goes.
I thought I was the only one wearing Velcro shoes. I didn't realize that, Matt. That's a new one. First and 10. Dowling from their own 33. Play action to Phillips. Parker wants to throw, and he overthrew his intended receiver. And it's intercepted by the Hawks, and that is Lamarius Clark with the pick.
Yeah, right at midfield, and nice diving catch there by Lamarius Clark as he dove and caught the football right at the 50-yard line. And first turnover of the ball game, so now you got to see how that defense reacts.
So Ankeny will take over deep in Dowling territory at the...
They haven't moved the sticks yet. They want to make sure they've got this.
Oh, Dowling had an ineligible player downfield. And it'll be at the 49, excuse me. So Ankeny will start 1st and 10 from their own 49. And, boy, that was a hot read there, Brian, as Maroons Phillips tried to catch up with his receiver running from left to right, and I believe it was Trey Wilson.
Yeah, he threw it just in front of Trey, and the Ankeny defensive back was just right there to pick it off.
So Lamarius Clark with the turnover, and that is the Hawks' 3rd turnover that they've caused this year, and it'll be a first down, Ankeny, and their offense on the field. They put a man in motion. That's Owen Fisher right to left, handoff to Laramie, and he bowls his way right between over center down to the Dowling 45, picks up 6.
Nice carry on first down, and they tried to clear out again. They're trying to get the linebackers out of the middle of the field, and they're seeing when they run trips and then run motion to it, they're clearing out the middle of the field, and that's what they tried to do there.
I'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Maroons. Laramie again up the middle, squirts through there, and finally wrestled down right at the first down marker at the 40-yard line.
Good tackle by Aiden Ducharme in the field. He's left on an island by himself there in the middle of the field to make those tackles. And right there he did a nice job because Laramie had a head of steam built up as he bust through.
All right, 1st and 10. Ankeny, they'll spot the ball at the Dowling 39. And now Anderson back to throw, fires it out, and it's caught. And he's staying in bounds is the receiver with the catch, Brandhorst again.
They're in their 2-minute offense here and back up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry as they got a quick 9 yards on that first down play.
Spot the ball right at the 30-yard line. So 2nd and 1, handoff to Laramie, and right up the gut he goes. He's got the first down at the 20, down to the 19 of Dowling.
They found a spot in the middle of that line, and they've been able to take care of that A-gap over and over again up the middle, and they got an injured Ankeny Hawk down in the middle of the field.
11-yard run for Laramie.
It's either, I think it's their big right guard, Landon Rudder, is down in the middle of the field.
All right, let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's for Brian Morris. So that is, we have 1:32 remaining in the first half. 13-10, Ankeny leads Dowling, and timeouts. Ankeny has 3, and Dowling has 2. Brian?
Yeah, Ankeny is running over their 2 300-pound linemen right now, guys, and Dowling right now doesn't have any answers for that. They're just getting chunks of yards. So, I think at halftime there's going to have to be some adjustments to figure out what they can do to not allow these yardage, these chunks of yards.
Yeah, putting pressure on Dowling's front 4. You're right, Brian. Ryan Boble, Carter Smith, Owen Tins, Ian Middleton. We've seen Leo Thornton in there and Wyatt Jones. So that's been a task right now, Matt, as we move on to the end of the half.
You know, they're motioning and getting Dylan Manning out of the middle of the field, leading Aiden Ducharme by himself, and that's a tough task. And they're able to run up that A-gap time and time again right now.
All right, the Hawks with a 1st and 10 from the Dowling 19. Here's the snap. Anderson handoff to Laramie. He slips the tackle. He's in the secondary, and he's hit and dropped inside the 5. And he'll be down right about the 3-yard line, they're going to call it. A 16-yard run for the Hawks.
Yeah, he broke through the arm tackle there. It looked like of Carter Smith, and then got away from Dylan Manning off the edge and got almost, we get down to the 4?
Yeah, 4-yard line. First and goal at the 4 for Ankeny. And now handoff to Laramie, dives forward, and he's brought down shy of the goal line at the 2 to bring up second and goal from the Dowling 2.
You know, Brian's right. They're just determined right now to go right behind that big line. They're going behind Lucas B. Roth and Jack Dorfler on the left side of that line time and time again.
Handoff to Laramie again, and they're going to stop the clock because they got procedure call against the Hawks. So that'll back them up 5 yards.
And again, they were going to the left side of that line on that play and really trying to pound it home.
So I'll move the ball back to the 7. We'll bring up second and goal for Ankeny at the 7-yard line of Dowling. With 50 seconds remaining, game clock going. The Hawks have all 3 of their timeouts. Empty backfield with 3 receivers right and 1 to the left, and he goes in motion. Here's the snap. Anderson rolls to his right. That's where his strength is. Lobs it in the end zone. The pass is incomplete. 3 Dowling defenders there with 1 receiver for the Hawks, and that was Erlmeyer, incomplete.
They were overloading the wide side of the field, had the bunch set to the right side, and then ran motion to it, which caused the defender from the backside of Dowling just to sprint. I think it was Pearson was just cut loose, or Jackson Miller, and then he's on a blitz. Nobody there. The coverage was great. Anderson throws it away.
Ankeny's going to call a timeout. We'll keep it here with 32 seconds remaining in the first half. What a first half we've seen. Dowling 13, Ankeny 10. The Hawks will have third and goal from the Dowling 7-yard line alongside Matt Maindring. I'm Mark Amadale. Down on the sideline is Brian Morris. And a reminder, our game tonight brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Blessman International, and Bozeman the Florist. Let's go down to Brian on the Dowling sideline.
Yeah, you know, guys, we talked pregame about kind of how Dowling would come into this game. They had a few bright spots early, but it just feels flat down here on this sideline right now. It just things have not gone the Maroons' way in this second quarter, and it's a little dead here on the sideline.
Yeah, you want that energy, Brian. You talk about how the game started with energy, but you certainly want to go into halftime with some.
Yeah, the second quarter has been all Ankeny as they've controlled the line of scrimmage and have been able to control the tempo of the football game from the start.
All right, here are the Hawks as they come out of the timeout. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Anderson at quarterback. That's Luke Anderson, the senior. Back to throw he goes. Dowling brings a blitz. They fire it out, and the pass is caught at the 2-yard line by Laramie out of the backfield, but no gain.
I think they gave him down to the 1, so he is down to the 1-yard line with 20 seconds to go. Clock's ticking.
Yeah, they'll give him a gain of 5, And Laramie out of the backfield. And they have another timeout. They're going to burn one here.
Yeah, they're going to run this down, and I don't know why they're running it down this far. Oh, it is 4th down. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 4th and 1 for the Hawks. 4th and goal.
I thought it was 3rd and 1. I'm going, hey, you got 2 downs.
So that play of the Laramie was a 6-yard reception. And, yeah, it'll be 4th and goal for Ankeny on the 1. We'll keep it here. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring. And down on the sideline, Brian Morris. And decision time, kind of similar to the way last week's overtime game. It's 4th and goal at the 1. And for Coach Bauer, Jeff Bauer in his second year at Ankeny, does he kick it or to tie it, or does he go for it here, Matt? You're shaking your head.
You're 0-2. You need to spark your team. You're going for it right here. This is a no-doubter.
Well, I got to ask the St. Pius youth coach down there. Hey, Morris, what would you do here?
I'd definitely go for it, guys. Because if they get it, again, it's going to be a big momentum switch. If Dowling can hold it, it's going to help the Maroons going into the locker room. But if Ankeny does it, it puts a little doubt in the Maroons' mind.
Exactly.
Well, I don't see the field goal unit out there, but Dowling has 2 timeouts remaining, and they are going to kick it. There is him.
Wow.
I'm ready for the fake here.
Oh, Carter Bailey in the hold, and yes.
They're not set up for any kind of, it's got to go directly to them, so we'll see.
Harrington will set up for a 28-yard field goal from the left hash. Ball's down, kick is high enough, and it's up and good, and we're tied at halftime, 13-all. You guys are both 0-2. Coach Bauer said, hey, we're going to kick it and go into the halftime tie.
Yeah. And I kind of did forget that we were, we were at that odd point with 13 because of the missed field goal the Maroons were. So here we are.
We'll take a 1-minute break and return. We're tied with 5 seconds remaining. Stay tuned for the kickoff. Dowling and Ankeny tied at 13 here at the end of the first half on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Christ Our Life, a Catholic conference for our searching souls.
Come celebrate your Catholic faith where lives are changed.
Steve Angrisano.
To be able to begin to pray and sing together, not just as a song, but as a prayer. Let's pray for each other. It's so important that we don't let faith become an unspoken reality.
September 28th and 29th at the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines.
Details and ticket info at ChristOurLifeIowa.com.
Mercy One is proud to support Iowa Catholic Radio. Mercy One helps you live your best life. Find personalized care for you and your loved ones at mercyone.org.
Thursdays at 9 a.m., it's Catholic Women Now with Julie Nelson and Chris Magruder on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
And we're back here at Ankeny Stadium, waiting to kick off.
I think Dowling called the timeout.
After
right?
Ankeny went 9 plays, 51 yards, and settled, Matt, settled for a 28-yard field goal to tie the game at 13. And now timeout taken by Ankeny. That is their final timeout. Maroons still have 2 remaining before they kick off here. And the Hawks will kick off from the 40-yard line. And I don't think they're going to mess around. They're going to kick it deep, and Dowling will have it 20, I would guess.
5 seconds left. You could see him try to kick it off one of the front defenders and cover the onside and get one snap, potentially.
I asked you and Brian what was going to happen. They're going to go for it. 4th and goal at the 1, and you both are 0-2. They kicked the field goal, so
it still was a bad decision.
The kick goes into the end zone, touchback by the Hawks and Ryan Harrington. Dowling ball 1st and 10 from the 20. Matt?
Ask us in an hour and a half whether it was a good decision or a bad decision.
Right.
It's something as a coach, I think for his team, in reflection, going in tied at half after how Dowling was dominating the first part of this ball game, I think that's a win for them.
All right, 5 seconds remaining in the half. Dowling will have a first down at their own 20. Brian, you have to go to the north end zone because that's where the new locker rooms are, so don't go to the south end zone where the Maroons used to go for your interview with Coach Wilson. All right, the Maroons now out of the shotgun. They give it to Rashad Davis, and he kind of scampers around, now loose, and he'll just run out of bounds, and the half is ended. And they'll give Rashad a 5-yard run, but Dowling and Ankeny tied at 13 here at halftime at Ankeny Stadium before a tremendous crowd watching this game on a beautiful Friday night that started out in the mid-70s. And you can't beat that. And we'll go down to Brian Morris when he gets Coach Wilson secured here in a moment. Brian, you have him?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Coach, first quarter, it seemed like the Maroons dominated. You just couldn't get in rhythm that second quarter.
No, we couldn't. We really weren't in a rhythm offensively for whatever reason. Defensively, we've made some plays to keep us in, hold them to field goals, which is a real plus.
Surprised they didn't go for it in the last drive.
A little bit, but you get a chance to tie it up going into the half, and it's a 2-quarter game.
All right, good luck, Coach.
All right, Brian Morris with head coach Tom Wilson as we go into halftime, tied at 13, and we'll kind of recap our scoring. Most of the scoring was all in the first quarter as Brandhorst scoring first for Ankeny. On the third play from scrimmage, he got loose for a 67-yard touchdown pass reception from quarterback Luke Anderson. Harrington's extra point gave Ankeny a 7-0 lead with 11:14 to go in the first quarter. Back comes Dowling. Rashad Davis on a 20-yard run. The extra point no good. Maroons cap off a 12-play, 80-yard drive as Ankeny led 7-6 with the missed extra point with just under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. And then Rashad Davis gave Dowling its first lead, capping off an 11-play, 85-yard run. Davis from 4 yards out. Marty Blount's extra point made it 13-6 Dowling. And then Ankeny with back-to-back field goals in the final 3 minutes, a 46-yarder and a 28-yarder by Ryan Harrington to tie the score at 13. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back with our halftime guests. We'll talk Dowling Club membership with Ryan Vogt coming up here at Ankeny Stadium. Our halftime score, Dowling 13, Ankeny 13 on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The Iowa Catholic Radio Fall Fundraiser starts Tuesday, October 1st. Our theme is Teach, Defend, Evangelize. It takes all of us. Be sure to tune in for local and national guests, highlighting how they help people discover the truth about themselves and the Catholic faith, and how Iowa Catholic Radio gives voice to these stories as we seek to be fully funded for the remainder of 2024. But you don't have to wait to pledge. Call 515-223-1150 or donate now at iowacatholicradio.com. Thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Deacon David Schmidt from St. Theresa Parish in Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard someone say, the Catholic Church is too condemning. It needs to practice more tolerance? G.K. Chesterton says, the other word for tolerance is indifference, and the other word for indifference is apathy. The Catholic Church cannot afford to be apathetic. It cannot afford to be tolerant of evil. It has to be consistent in opposing what is wrong and defending what is right. And the Church especially cannot afford to tolerate social evils that are condoned by the state. Why? Because sooner or later, it'll be turned against the Church. History has shown this to be true more than once. Chesterton says there have been times in history when the Church has been wedded to the world, but it has always been widowed by the world. Want more than a minute? Chesterton.org.
And welcome back to Ankeny Stadium, alongside Matt Mandring and Brian Morris, Mark Amadale. As we were at halftime, as Dowling Catholic and Ankeny play into a 13-13 tie here in the first half. We're joined by Ryan Vogt, Dowling Catholic. What's your title there, Mr. Vogt?
So I got a new title starting this school year.
Oh, thanks for the heads up, Mr. Mandring. Yeah.
Senior Advancement Officer is now my new title.
Senior Advancement Officer.
Yeah, pretty official now.
I'd say that. What was the old title?
I was the annual giving manager for the first couple years of my time at Dowling.
Are you sure you got a new? You got an upgrade there? I got to ask. I don't know.
I hope so.
Well, you're here nonetheless. Whatever title you have, you're talking about the Dowling Club, and a lot of folks in our listening audience and here at the stadium are members of the Dowling Club, and talk about how that's working. I know we have different levels, but Dowling Club's been around Dowling a long time.
Yeah. So the Dowling Club is our athletic booster organization. It's like you said, it's been around since 1941, so a long storied tradition with the Dowling Club. And the Dowling Club really supports everything athletics at Dowling Catholic. So supports our student athletes and all of our athletic programs, our coaches. So, anything from new jerseys, new equipment, enhanced facilities, new facilities, coaches. And, Coach Wilson always talks about how much it costs to bus teams around the state. So he would be remiss if I didn't mention all the busing costs. So that Dowling Club supports all of those endeavors for athletics.
Well, it certainly does, Ryan. I know the membership, and that's all, that's where all of this is funded, the annual membership, and there's different ways of belonging. So talk about the levels that folks can get involved with, whether you're an alumnus or not.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter if you're an alumni, parent, current parent, past parent, anything like that. The levels are set, so it's based on family size. So if you're a family of 4, there's a certain level, family 5, family 6, etc. We also have a senior level and a future maroon. So, the parochial schools, if you have an older sibling that's playing sports or, you want to get to a lot of games, the Dowling Club pass and membership is the way to go. If you are looking to save money and convenience, really, you don't have to buy a ticket before every game. With the Dowling Club membership, you get a pass to every home athletic event for Dowling Catholic for the entire school year.
I know, I really appreciate that, although I'm there on the media side more times than not, but there are events that I go to, but my wife and daughter love it.
Yeah.
But they still charge me when I bring my radio equipment in. Like, I don't know if I'm getting charged a franchise fee or something like that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
The Dowling Club is very good, and What's the membership up to? I know you kind of took this over here in the last year or so.
Yep.
What's the membership like?
Yeah, we're actually at a record level this year so far. We're near 150 members. So members, I mean families. So that's not actually counting actual members. A family of 6 we count as one member because they pay one price.
Sure.
So that it's going great. And a little something new we did this summer too, working with Coach Wilson. If you haven't noticed, we introduced a new logo, athletics logo this year. We're calling it the DC Cross logo. So this summer we partnered with the cheer squad down here and did driveway decals. So it's happened in the past, where you could get a decal painted or a logo painted on your driveway. And we brought that back and really wanted to get the new logo out there, spread the awareness of our new logo. And you'll also see, if you haven't been to campus lately, at our football field, there's new windscreen with the new logo. Mm-hmm. That's courtesy of the Dowling Club. And then also in the gym here in the next couple of weeks, the padding behind the hoops in the gym needed replaced, to say the least. And so thanks to our Dowling Club membership and our donors and our everyone that supports the Dowling Club, we're able to get new padding behind the hoops with the new logo, and it's going to look really sharp come basketball and wrestling season. I'm
interested in the driveway decal because I live in the heart of Urbandale territory. A few of my neighbors, they're really good people, but they support. I'd love to get a driveway decal. So how do we set that up? Let's talk about example number 1, the driveway decal. What do I got to do to earn that?
So if you want the driveway decal or, to purchase a membership, it's very simple. You go to dowlingcatholic.org/athletics and go to the Dowling Club page, and everything is right there. It explains the Dowling decal, which you can get separately. You don't even have to be a Dowling Club member if you want the decal on your driveway. So you can get the decal there. You can also get your membership there, or if you're just looking to make a donation to the Dowling Club, if you're not going to be able to make it to the games or things like that, but you still want to support the student athletes and our athletic programs, you can just make a donation there. And I know our coaching staff and our student athletes and all of our athletic programs would really appreciate that.
Our guest is Ryan Vogt, the Senior Advancement Officer, brand new title at Dowling Catholic High School. That's awesome.
Moving on up.
Yeah, and you had a long way to go to get to the stadium tonight, didn't you? I mean, you had to walk halfway across town.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I do live in Ankeny, so 30 minutes to school every day and 30 minutes home. It's not bad, but when the few times we play at Ankeny, I'm definitely at these games for sure.
Ryan, I know that sometimes there's a booth monitor or maintained at different events at Dowling, no matter what's going on in the classroom. But I know the pancake breakfast is coming up. We're going to talk more about that with some people. Bonnie Bronson's said she's going to be on at halftime. But will the Dowling Club booth, we'll have a booth at the pancake breakfast if folks might want some more information?
We absolutely will. Yep, we're at the pancake breakfast at the end of October, and you can sign up there. We also bring football helmets, so if you have little ones that have dreams of being a Dowling Catholic Maroon football player someday, you can try on the helmet. Lots of interactive things. So the pancake breakfast is a great community building event. Great way to meet new families and see everything that's going on at Dowling. We have a lot of student clubs and activities that set up booths there, so it's a really cool event. But Dowling Club will be there. We'll be selling memberships and spreading awareness for everything that our members do for our student athletes and programs.
DowlingCatholic.org, and you can just start there. Anything else, Ryan, you want to mention to our listeners out there? Because we don't have the viewers tonight because we got TV all over doing their own deal. But
Channel
we're
13
we're on radio. 13's here. Keith Murphy just popped in a little while ago between the breaks. And a good man from public television who does CISN, Paul Yeager, doing the local broadcast for the Ankeny Hawks. But anything else you want to mention?
Just, a big thank you. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without our membership and without the generous people that support Dowling Catholic. So I have a great job every day getting to work with people that care about our mission and want to see our students succeed. So, just a huge thank you and gratitude from everyone at Dowling Catholic.
And I think the message you sent, the money is used to supplement the different activities, whether it be sports or otherwise. And that is so important because it's not a public funded anything in a private school.
Right.
And you really need that support. And I'm good to hear all those members. Hopefully there'll be more. And it's an annual membership. So I realized last year, I got to renew this year.
Yep.
And I think I don't think I have yet.
No,
so did you check the list again?
I checked it. I checked it before tonight to see
it.
if Mark Amadeo's name was on there, and I didn't see it. So we'll be looking for that membership coming in soon.
It will be by or on Monday, believe me.
Perfect.
I will do that, Ryan. All right. Well, we appreciate having you up here, and what an environment this is for our student athletes. We have the Ankeny band out here performing. We get to see that in Dowling home games, the Dowling band, and all the people behind the scenes. It's a big event for them too, because they're putting in the work during the week, and I know that happens with Mr. Holland and the band members putting a lot of work for the 5 home Dowling games, football games this year.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's a full team effort. Football games are a big deal, and we have a great crowd here tonight, and what a game! Perfect night for it. It should be an exciting second half. As I told Matt and Brian on the sideline, a lot of memories on this field. One of them was last year, the pick 6 to end the game with Ankeny Centennial. Yep. And then Ankeny, when Coach Pizzetti was coaching just one school up here, took the lead on Dowling late in the game, I think under a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago. And it's like, oh, no. And Dowling returns the kickoff 95 yards to win it. So we've had a lot of memories up here, most of them good, and hopefully that continue. But that's something you don't forget right there. That's some memory makers, and there's 2 of them right there on this field. But, we could be in for an exciting finish like that tonight. Tie ball game here. I would expect nothing less from these 2 teams. Yeah. Brian Vogt, thanks for joining us. DowlingCatholic.org. And they can go on to what link there? Yep, DowlingCatholic.org/athletics. /athletics, okay. That's where you can get your membership. All right, I'll be a member. I'll renew my membership by Monday. I'll hold you to it. All right. Brian Vogt joined us here, the Senior Advancement Officer at Dowling Catholic High School, talking about the Dowling Club. We'll take a 1-minute break and return with more halftime. Matt Mandering, the principal, has some scores to pass along. We'll do that here in a moment. Our halftime score, Dowling 13, Ankeny 13. And we'll return to Ankeny Stadium following this 1-minute break on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Join the Iowa Catholic Radio family for the celebration of Holy Mass at our Chapel of St. Gabriel the Archangel on the first Friday of every month at 11:30 a.m. The chapel is located at our network studios, 1355 50th Street, Suite 500 in West Des Moines.
All right, welcome back to Ankeny Stadium. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Mandering, Brian Morris here at halftime. Oh, yeah, he's down on the track. He's Hey, why are you in lane 4? I want to know that, Brian. What's going on?
When my track career at Dallas.
He was always in the fast lane.
Yeah, it's cutting out, Brian. I think our antenna is we're not high enough is what happens. Yeah. So sometimes you may have to get back towards the field.
That's what I was thinking, too. You might have to go to the field, and then it might work.
There you go.
Here, this thing is killing me tonight.
Go out and stand on the 50.
Yeah, go.
Is that better?
Pretend
go stand on the Ankeny side.
Pretend there's an A in the middle of the field and just stand on that and see if anything happens.
I honestly think, Brian, you'll be good if you walk the sideline opposite.
Yeah, because of the way we're not high enough up, unfortunately. But you're sounding good.
Cutting out. I can argue.
Really?
Yeah, we lost him.
Yeah, we did.
While we're trying to get him back, I'm going to give a couple scores here.
Matt.
We have Ankeny Centennial and Cedar Falls. I believe it's at the half now, tied 7-7. And Johnston's Valley in the third quarter, 14-12. Southeast Polk and Cedar Rapids Prairie are now 14-14 at the half. And Bettendorf is still up on Urbandale, 14-0 at the half.
A lot of big games. Second-ranked Waukee in action tonight, hosting Sioux City North at Waukee. Dowling's next opponent is Waukee Northwest. And last night, Waukee Northwest defeated Roosevelt 56-13 at Drake Stadium, Mediacom Stadium. So that was a special Thursday night game. So Waukee Northwest, wouldn't be surprised. There's a coach or two here. I know you can always get the full video. So be interested to see how that works out.
Ankeny Centennial kicked field goal before the half, so they are up 10-7 at the half.
And Brian Morris down on the field giving Jackson Smith, Dowling's new punter. You give him any tips there, Brian?
Yep, I say kick it away from the run back and go angle to the sideline. Yeah.
Well, again, scoring in the first half. And Andrew Brandhorst, 67-yard touchdown reception from Ankeny quarterback Luke Anderson on the third play of the game. Gives Ankeny a 7-0 lead with Ryan Harrington's extra point good. That was with 11:14 to go in the first quarter. And then Dowling comes back, scores a pair of touchdowns in the first quarter. Rashad Davis from 20 and from 4 yards out gave the Maroons their first lead, 13-6 with the missed extra point by Blount. And that's how we ended the first quarter, Dowling leading 13-6. But Ankeny comes back in the second quarter. A pair of field goals by Ryan Harrington from 46 and 28 yards. That last one with 5 seconds remaining. And our score here at halftime tied at 13. And we want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, Construction Professionals, and Catholic Tuition Organization. Matt, you got to look at some of the first half numbers, courtesy of Steve Sarcone and company. Stevie?
Yeah, what you would expect in a tied ball game here. Dowling rushing yards, 24 rushes for 130 yards, Ankeny 18 for 86 yards. And then you go to the passing yards, and Dowling was 9 of 13 for 100 yards, and Ankeny was 10 of 20 for 131, 67 of those coming on the touchdown play at third play from the scrimmage. And so overall, it's 220 to 207 in total yardage. Third down conversions, Dowling 6 of 8, and Ankeny 2 of 9. Individually, I believe it's a little bit. It comes up a little bit funny here, but Rashad Davis is 16 carries for 87 yards. DePhillips is 2 carries for 20 yards. Ian Milton 4 for 10 yards, and Shelton 1 for 9. On the other side of the ball, I believe this is meant to be Daniel Laramie, and he's got 14 rushes for 87 yards as well. So he's had a good night running. And then the big pass play to Brandhurst, he's got 3 catches for 85 yards.
Yeah, he's our leading receiver on the season. Hey, folks, reminder, the Catholic Worker House was organized to provide ongoing resources to the Des Moines Catholic Worker House in support of its 49-year mission that every guest walking in our door represents Jesus Christ himself. If you're interested in giving a monthly donation to the Friends of Catholic Worker to help keep this tradition of hospitality going in years to come, please be generous to donate at friendsofcatholicworker.com. That's friendsofcatholicworker.com, or you can mail a check to Friends of Catholic Worker, P.O. Box 1386, Ankeny, Iowa, 50021. Our thanks to, of course, Father David Polich, who was our guest last week, Joe Cadero, Sonny Cadero, Ray Blaze, and a group of men that are really trying to help the Catholic Worker House and keep that sustained. And we hope to have Sonny Cadero and his brother Joe on with, I think we got to organize a halftime here. They'll be coming back up and talk more about
Joe
that.
Does a lot of subbing for us and is in our building quite a bit. He's a great guy, and I just talked to him today, and he's got that golf look about him. I think he's got a few rounds in.
He's got a few rounds in, and my daughter told me last year, I shouldn't say anything this year, but Dr. Joe was teaching and subbing her class, and I said, he's the one that taught your mother how not to shoot, because it was 6-on-6 basketball back in the day, and my wife was a guard and didn't shoot. So he was responsible. He and Dr. Jerry Deacon, the late the principal and president of Dowling, the late president of Dowling, many years, and they were my wife's coaches in girls basketball.
Yeah, my wife was a 6-on-6 player as well, and didn't shoot the ball either. And I actually, so in my career when I first started, it was still 6-on-6.
Did you coach that for a while? I thought you did.
I had 2 years of 6-on-6 before the transition into the 5-on-5 game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, right now it's time for our Dowling Catholic Sports and Activity Spotlight. Congratulations to September's recipients, Grace Fry and Juju Morrow, Dowling Catholic Class of 2025, for being a recognized witness to the very best of faith, academics, and student activities. And you can hear Grace and Juju's interview with John Leonetti on the Catholic Morning Show, which is heard, by the way, Monday through Friday from 7 to 8 a.m. on Iowa Catholic Radio's morning show, by visiting Iowa Catholic Radio's podcast page. That'll be for Thursday September 5th at iowacatholicradio.com. We want to thank our sponsor to the Dowling Catholic Activity Spotlight, Brightside Aesthetics by Ducharme Dermatology and Clive, offering a wide range of aesthetic and wellness services and providing customized care to have you looking your best. You can learn more at brightsideiowa.com. All right, Brian Morris, what are some of the keys to the second half? Dowling will receive the football, and the Maroons have not scored since the first quarter.
Yeah, I think Dowling needs to come out, guys, and just have a good, solid drive, maybe mix up the pass, mix up the run. But I think Dowling needs to come out and give Ankeny some different looks this second half, because Ankeny seemed to shut down that run, I thought, after the first quarter fairly well.
And Matt, defensively for Dowling, they are really attacking the A and B gaps in that defensive line, and the Ankeny offensive line. Now, we saw in the starting the starters tonight, they go 300 pounds on the right side of their line, and they're giving Dowling's defensive line fits.
They were giving them everything they had, and it was in the middle of the field. They found something there to spread out the middle of the field, open up the middle, and put the pressure on the two linebackers, Ducharme and Manning, to really go one-on-one with the running back after they got through the initial line. And so it's keeping things in front of them. You saw the big play. They took a couple other shots, keeping things in front of them, making them march down the field.
As we get set for the second half, the time is still on the clock, so they're winding that down. The Ankeny defense playing up front. Hunter Minner, Andrew Haase, Manning Allen, Carson Bernholz. That's the front four, along with linebackers Dawson Whitinger, Easy Pinks, Tristan Hill, and the Hawk linebacker Sam Sandvik, number 9. He'll be all over the place. He's kind of the free safety. And Kinnick Voss, Michael Johnson, and Lamarius Clark, that 3-3-5 or 3-5-3 defense that Ankeny employs.
Yeah, they are a talented bunch, and there was a reason they were ranked number 1 coming into the season. And, so they started to show some of that in that second quarter and started to build their confidence. And like Brian said, Dowling gets the ball here first, and this first drive is going to send a message. And I think it's going to be a little more, I see the different sets like they came out to start the game happening in this second half.
All right, Ankeny will kick off. Ryan Harrington will tee it up from his own 40-yard line. Back deep for Dowling Catholic into the end zone is Rashad Davis, along with Sam Drexler, although Harrington has put both his kickoffs tonight into the end zone. Here's a kicker, and we're underway. Dowling defending the north end zone, and will go in the end zone. Touchback, 1st and 10, Dowling from their own 20-yard line. Dowling going right to left, north to south. We have a crosswind tonight here at Ankeny, out of the east wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Really no effect, so let's see what the Maroons do here to start the second half, Matt, with a first down at their own 20-yard line.
And Dowling it's one thing that Coach Wilson and his staff have always done. Have come out, made some adjustments, and let's see where they think they can attack this Ankeny defense. And it's a great defense. They fly at the football, and trying to figure out where those blitzers are coming from is really a challenge.
Maroons will start with 3 receivers to the left of formation. Rashad Davis in the backfield, and Parker DePhillips, the quarterback. DePhillips on play action, looks left, throws left. Finally, his pass is caught. Trey Wilson out of bounds, and he picks up about 6-7 yards. I think they're going to spot him down at the 25 for a gain of 5.
That might have been the play they started the game with. I can't remember if that was the first play or the second play to Trey Wilson on an out, because they ran that trip set again and then ran Trey under it, and he had the opening in the flats there on the wide side of the field.
Yep, Wilson, 8-yard reception to start the game for Dowling. And so 2nd and 5, and the handoff for Rashad Davis, angling to the right side. Little stretch play. He's got the first down, still carrying tacklers up to the 40-yard line. And he'll pick up 15 yards in the Dowling first down.
I think there's a flag. I see the Ankeny sideline pointing, and they're going to call holding.
So that'll negate the 15-yard run by Rashad Davis and pin Dowling back. Tonight's officials: Scott Brown is our referee, Philip Boffman is our umpire, head linesman Jim Wilson, line judge Alan Dries, and the back judge Kurt Ornald. So Dowling will be penalized from the spot of the hold, and that'll move the ball back to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, so all of a sudden now they change their personnel. They're coming in with a little more of a receiver set. Ian Milton comes out, and you get some young men shuffling out here, and they're going to try and spread the field out a little bit here on 2nd and long.
One receiver to the left. That's Drexler. Two to the right for Dowling. DePhillips out of the shotgun with Rashad Davis in the backfield. Here's the snap. Back to throw is DePhillips. Sets up in the pocket. Fires it out. It's caught right about the 25-yard line, and hit and dropped is the Dowling receiver over there. And that is Trey Wilson.
Yeah. Trey Wilson came across the middle, opened up, and DePhillips put it right on him as he broke across the middle, and it's a nice pickup to get most of that yardage back and create a 3rd and short.
Move the ball up to the 27-yard line, so he gets 11 of those penalty yards back. 3rd and 3, they'll call it. Line of scrimmage, the Dowling 27. Tied at 13, Dowling and Ankeny here in the 3rd quarter, just underway. Moves with one receiver to the left, and a tight end on the right. Handoff for Rashad Davis looking for a hole. He's got one. Now he's loose down the far sideline. Got the first down inside the 50 and just runs out of bounds at about the 38-yard line of Ankeny.
You practice that drill all off season, and that is, taking angles on the defense. And right there, they did a really good job. Everyone scattered, got in their lanes, cut him off. They're going to call hold again.
This is coming back. They're going to spot the hold on Dowling at the 35-yard line. Back in Dowling territory and mark 10 yards off from there.
So it's still going to be 3rd and about 4, 3rd and 3.
Going to move it back to the 26-yard line. So Maroons lose a yard because the line of scrimmage was a 27.
Yeah, so 3rd and 4. And on that play right there, Rashad Davis, again, it was supposed to kind of go up in the middle. He bounces it to the edge, which he normally does, or which he has a habit of doing, and found space, and someone must have got an arm.
So 3rd and 3 once again for the Maroons. One receiver left. Low snap. Picked up by DePhillips nicely. Fires the ball right side. The pass is incomplete. Broken up nicely by the Hawks. Kennick Voss over there on coverage as DePhillips showed his baseball skills. Picked that ball up after the low snap.
Yeah, it was like a throw from the other side of the infield there. He threw a dart to the sidelines and just out of the reach, and the Ankeny defender makes a nice play and bats it down to turn it over. You get 3 penalties there, and that really set the Maroons back.
Yeah, a couple holding penalties on the drive, so it'll be 4th down from the 26, 4th and 3 Dowling from their own 26-yard line. And Maroons will punt it away. They get it away, and that is Jackson Smith in the punt. And ball angles out of bounds. It's fair catch caught at the 40-yard line of Ankeny. So the Hawks will have it there, 1st and 10 from their own 40. With 10:18 to go, 3rd quarter, we're tied at 13. Dowling and Ankeny. Let's go down to the sidelines. That's where Brian Morris is, right in front of us along the Dowling sideline.
Yeah, guys, those penalties are killers because it just kind of it takes any momentum that the Maroons have, and they just cannot get into any rhythm on the offensive side of the ball tonight.
Yeah, good point, Brian, as the Hawks now will run it on 1st down. That time they go over the A-gap and maybe get a yard. So nice adjustment by the Maroons to start the 3rd quarter.
They did, and I don't know if it was the stunts they were doing up front from that defensive front 4, but right there it looked like they just gapped up and stayed home, and that created no running lane there for Laramie.
So we'll bring up Laramie with a 1-yard run. Back to throws. Anderson fires it downfield. The pass is in and out of the hands of the receiver, incomplete. And that was a nice ball that Anderson threw, and that was Andrew Brandhorst once again on the intended receiver.
Parker Pearson was in great coverage, and he just did a textbook job there of staying in the hip pocket of Brandhorst as he ran down the field because Anderson put it right on him. Like you said, Mark, that was a perfectly thrown ball. Pearson gets his hand in there and breaks it up. Incomplete, 3rd and long.
3rd and 7 for Ankeny. The line of scrimmage, their own 43. 3 receivers right. Anderson looks left, fires it out. The pass is caught, and a 1st down as the receiver, Brandhorst, dives into Dowling territory from midfield. Picks up the 1st down for the Hawks.
Brandhorst, is a nice target for him at 6'1", 205. He found a seam there to make that catch.
All right. And Ankeny playing hurry up, and they give it to Laramie, and he's down to the 45 on that 1st down carry, gain of 3.
They've got this Dowling defense on their heels just a little bit as they're able to find some creases here as they continue to move the ball into Dowling territory.
2nd down, 7, Ankeny. 9:20 remaining, 3rd quarter. Tied at 13, number 1 Dowling, and preseason number 1 Ankeny Hawks. Here in a gorgeous night from Ankeny Stadium. Back to throw is Anderson. Throws it down the far sideline, and The pass is incomplete. Well defended that time by Parker Pearson again. Brandhorst, the intended receiver.
Yeah, I don't know how many times they're going to try that against Parker Pearson because he is right there. And again, Anderson threw it right where only his guy could catch it, Brandhorst, and just out of his reach. And Brandhorst comes off the field here on third down as Ankeny resets.
3rd and 7, Ankeny from the Dowling 45-yard line here in the third quarter. Luke Anderson at quarterback. Now does a check with me to his sideline.
Tried to catch the Dowling defense off sides.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Laramie in the backfield. Back to throw is Anderson. And this time Luke decides to run, keeps the football, turns upfield, and he's hit at the 40, and he dives forward near the first down at the 38, 37-yard line to see if they give it to him.
I think that second stretch is going to give him the first down as he was able to lay out and get it. And so a nice play, a nice run by Luke Anderson, and showing that senior leadership right there by diving ahead.
Picks up 7 yards, and they're going to call it first down Ankeny from the Dowling 38. Handoff Laramie. Slips the tackle, finally dives inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line. He'll pick up 5.
And here's that crease again in the middle of the field that Laramie's been able to take advantage of behind that big offensive line right over the center.
So it's 2nd and 5 Ankeny from the Dowling 33. Hawks trying to retake the lead, which they had early in the game. Handoff Laramie. He's hit and turned around, and Middleton hit him at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Wow.
Middleton spun him around. I think he was on a stunt from the outside in, and they hit that gap the same time Laramie did and spun him around and sat him down right there at the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd down and 4. No gain in the play for the Hawks as Middleton makes a stop. So 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, 1 back in the backfield, and that's Laramie for the Ankeny Hawks as we approach the 8-minute mark here in the third quarter, tied at 13. Play clock down to 10. Anderson back to throw out of the shotgun. Throws left, fires it out. The pass is caught, and that is Brandhorst slipping a tackle, and I believe he's got the first down. He does.
He's going to have the first down there, soft coverage while they keep him in front of him, and he caught the ball short of the first down marker. But was able to juke and get ahead, and there he is, first down.
8-yard reception, and now they throw it on first down to the right side of the formation. Owen Fisher with the catch, but he may have lost a yard back to the 25-yard line.
Nice play there by Joel Sanko again as they get out there on that screen and was able to take that ball down right away and create this second long situation as the Maroon defense really needs to this is their time to stand up right here.
Backs against the wall. Hawks now with a 2nd down and 10 from the Dowling 25. Anderson handoff Laramie, and he's hit and dropped. Middleton hit him, and somebody else finished him off. He may have fallen forward for a yard down to the Dowling 23. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Middleton there, and Owen Pinn's getting up out of the pile, and they set him down right away at the line of scrimmage. And now you're sitting here with a 3rd and long situation, trying to keep everything in front of you for the Maroons.
Line of scrimmage is the 24 of Dowling. 3rd and 9 Ankeny. Back to throws Anderson. Fakes the handoff. Throws it in the end zone. The pass incomplete. Caden Hankus, the intended receiver, one of the backs out of the backfield who lined up as a receiver on the right side. Incomplete. Good defense by the Maroons that time, Matt.
Good defense. Got pressure on him there, and they brought an extra guy. Got pressure on Anderson. He throws it up. Where only his guy can get to it, but good coverage by the Maroons. Incomplete, and here comes field goal kick. He makes a 46-yarder. This is well in his range at 41.
Well, Harrington's longest of the year has been 53 yards, and he was 3 of 4 coming in the game. Now he's 5 out of 6, and this will be a 41-yard field goal from the right hash towards the north end zone. Ball is down. Kick is high enough. It's long enough. Is it between the uprights? It is. Good. So Ankeny retakes the lead with a 41-yard field goal from Ryan Harrington. And it's our score now, Ankeny 16, Dowling 13, 6.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. We'll return to Ankeny Stadium following this 1-minute break on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Why do I have to go to confession?
Whoa, when are you going to take all that garbage out?
I don't have to. But I don't want to go tell the garbage man about this. He's not a fiery furnace to burn away all my garbage. He's just a man.
If we let the garbage of sin build up in our souls, life gets pretty disgusting. So it's good that Christ told his apostles, whose sins you forgive are forgiven them. Whose sins you retain are retained. That way, Christ's forgiveness of sins won for us on Calvary comes to us even today through the successors of the apostles, Catholic priests. So when we go to confession, we gain the gift of humility by having to speak our sins aloud. Then we receive counsel, and finally, through the mercy of God, we hear the priest say the words that Christ has given him to speak in his name. I absolve you from your sins. Go in peace. And that is pretty cool. For more, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
All right, we're back here at Ankeny Stadium where the Hawks have went 13 plays, 60 yards, capped off by a 41-yard field goal from Ryan Harrington, his third of the night. And Ankeny has taken a 16-13 lead. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering, and Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline. And Brian, the Maroons now have to answer the bell after that drive by the Hawks.
Yeah, Ankeny came out, guys, and they did tempo the whole drive, and they kept the Maroon defense kind of on their heels, like Coach Mandering said. But Dowling held. Again, if you can hold them to field goals, I feel good about Dowling's chances of scoring 7.
All right, the Maroons now put the ball on the ground, and they get up to Rashad Davis, and he's hit and dropped. But they're going to give him forward progress up to the 23, but he brought back for a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
That was all Rashad Davis because he was getting hit and getting loose, getting hit, getting loose, and not much room there for him. Number 95 lost his helmet, so he's got to go out of play. So Andrew Hazy has to go out for a play and then brings a new guy in on his Ankeny defense.
Dowling with 3 receivers left and 1 back in the backfield. That's Rashad Davis. The quarterback is Parker DePhillips, the 6'1 senior. DePhillips back to throw, sets up in the pocket, now rolls to his right, looking, and he throws it away incomplete towards the Ankeny sideline and bring up 3rd and 8 for the Maroons.
He had flushed to his right side and really only had 1 receiver out there, and so he had to he didn't really have anybody to throw it to as he got flushed that way, and so then threw it out of bounds. Smart play by DePhillips.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 8, they'll call it. Line of scrimmage is a Dowling 22. Maroons will bring in a different package. Trey Wilson in there. And they have 1 receiver to the left. That's Jake Scow. 6-foot senior, split out wide left, 3 receivers to the right. To Phillips, the ball between the hash marks. Long count by Parker. Back to throw he goes. Looking right, throws right, and the pass is incomplete. He led Jack Baird a little too much, and Dowling will be forced to punt with 4th and 8 from their own 22.
The Ankeny defense is sitting on that out pattern a little bit tighter now as the scouting report, and you start to see the game unfold. And on 4th down or on 3rd down, they're going to run that out right at the sticks. And DePhillips, that's the shot he wants to take. And Ankeny's sitting right on top of it.
So Dowling will be forced to punt here. And Connor Larson had a bad night getting his first varsity.
Jackson Smith,
excuse me, in the punt. The 6'5 junior gets it away. And fair catch signal 4 right at the 38-yard line. So that's where Ankeny will start. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 5:48 left to go in the 3rd quarter. We've got a great one here at Ankeny Stadium. The Hawks leading Dowling 16-13 down to the Dowling sideline. And Brian, has that energy return to the Maroons? Or are they waiting for a big play to spark themselves?
It feels like it's a little, again, guys, I hate to say it, just the energy is not the same that we had last week at the Valley game.
That's kind of hard to top. Too.
Yeah, that's hard to match, isn't it?
It is.
I think you're right, though, Brian. They're waiting for something here. I mean, something's going to happen, either defensive play to spring something here as they start this series.
All right, Luke Anderson at quarterback. He's got 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Here's the snap. They give it to the tailback, and that's Hankus in there. Spelling Laramie, and he steps out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line and bring up 2nd down in about 3, we'll call it.
Hankus hasn't had very many carries, and they're going to run him to the edge when he comes in. He's a little not so much between the tackle guy like Laramie is, so they get a nice run there on 1st down.
We'll bring up 2nd down. They spot him out of bounds at the 44, and here's a toss play left side, and hit and dropped at the point of attack is the Dowling defense on the ball carrier for Ankeny, I believe. That's Hinkes.
It was Hinkes
for no
again.
game.
Yeah, Hinkes again. And there, the Dowling defense, as you can see, they started to pull in this sweep. They were pulling blockers out there, and the Dowling defenders went in and hit them and pushed them back, which made Hinkes have to bow his running path and created a loss for the Ankeny Hawks. I think they got a flag down.
Ankeny's walking backwards, so whatever this is, the officials now will.
They just asked Coach Wilson if he wanted to accept this penalty.
We got holding on Ankeny, and that's 10 yards from the spot. That'll put the ball back at the 34. So 10-yard loss.
It's a tough call because you got 3rd and 4, or you got, 2nd and 14. But I think with your defense, the defense the Maroons have, they like that 2nd and 12.
Well, and there's no gain in that last play, so that does make it kind of tough, but it pushes Ankeny back. So, as you mentioned, 2nd and 14 now for the Hawks. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Anderson back to throw, stays in the pocket, looks left, and he overthrew everybody. Incomplete. And it hit Cole Newsom, number 96, when the defensive lineman on the sideline. Luckily, he had his helmet on, incomplete.
And good defense there. I give the Ankeny offensive line a lot of credit because Dowling brought an extra person right there, and they held the pocket for Anderson. He had plenty of time to pick a throw or pick a receiver.
Miller, Ducharme, Manning, and Sanko, the Dowling linebackers. Bobo, Smith, Pins, and Middleton on the defensive line. Handoff goes to Laramie, and he crashes his way across the 35. I'm going to say he got up to the original line of scrimmage, too, to 37.
Great play by Ryan Bobo right there as he makes a shoestring tackle and trips him up, and someone came along and finished him off. But that play was made by Bobo at the line of scrimmage.
So it's at the 38-yard line, 4-yard gain for Laramie, and they'll bring up 4th and 10 Hawks. They'll be forced to punt. Ryan Harrington in.
I've been impressed with their punter. He puts there's no return on this thing.
Average is 39.5 punts, and Trey Wilson and one other player is back in twin safeties and gets it away, does Harrington. He's done it tonight, and Turkett signal for by Trey Wilson. He and Jack Barrett were back there for the Maroons. The Maroons will start 1st and 10 right around their own 27-yard line with 4:41 to go, 3rd quarter. Ankeny 16, Dowling 13. We've got a great one going on here at Ankeny Stadium, and the guy in the middle of all is on the field, and that is Brian Morris. Brian, come on in with an update on the Dowling sideline.
Yeah, Ankeny's defense, guys, is really pressuring and going to the ball hard. I'd like to see a little maybe misdirection play that the Maroons can catch them veering to one side of the field and bring it back to the other side, just like Rashad had on that run when we had a holding call.
Dowling from their own 27, handoff Rashad Davis, and he went over door number 1, door number 2, and finally went over right guard for door number 3 and picked up a few yards up to the 30.
I also think you're going to see getting Ian Middleton involved in the offense somehow here as well.
That's a good point because Ian can go back there, handoff, or no. It is to Rashad Davis. He kind of squirts through there, pushed forward up to the 35-yard line, so he gains 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the Maroons.
That's what makes that young man so hard to stop, is he was basically he stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he's just waiting for that offensive line to create a crease for him. And his feet are always moving, and he's got his feet moving, and so when he sees that gap, he can explode through it, which he did there on the right side behind Krause.
2 receivers split wide left for the Maroons. That's Jake Scow, and in the slot left is Trey Wilson. To Phillips out of the shotgun, pistol formation. He fires it out, passes caught, 1st down and more. It's Trey Wilson getting loose, and he threw that into a crowd, and Trey gets the 1st down inside the 50 down to the 47 of Ankeny.
You talk about a game of inches, Mark. That was just out of the reach of the Ankeny defender. And here now Dowling's going a little tempo. Going to try and catch Ankeny on the.
Maroons with 1 receiver in each side of the formation. And they give it to Rashad Davis. Went on the wrong side of the Phillips, but he picked up big yardage. He's near a 1st down inside the 40. Almost a busted play. You can just see Rashad, this being his first game, might have been a mistake there between quarterback and receiver and running back, but he gets it all the way down to the Hawk 38.
Here they are, going tempo, snapper ready.
And the give is to Rashad Davis. 1st down Maroons. Rashad stopped right around the 31-yard line of Ankeny, gain of 7.
And this is where, the Dowling offense seems to get into a rhythm and go. When they go up-tempo like this, almost like it's a 2-minute offense, and they get that offensive line coming off the ball, They are dangerous.
All right, Middleton in at fullback. Here's the snap, and the quarterback is Joey Nahas, number 16 in this event. I'm not sure. I'll have to go to Brian when that happened, but it's handoff up the middle, and Rashad may have gotten down to the 30 for a gain of 1. And he did.
The other thing that this does for the Ankeny defense, when that 3-5 defense, they're calling in a lot of blitzes, and when you get up there on the ball and you don't give the defense time to make a call, then that advantage offense.
All right, 2nd down, 9, Dowling. Ball on the 30-yard line. We'll go down to Brian after this as Joey Nahas in for Parker DePhillips. Nahas wearing number 16, 6 foot, 185-pound junior. And the give is to Shelton, and Cohen is wrestled down in the backfield for no gain. Will bring up 3rd and long for Dowling. 3rd and about 12 as Shelton is brought down.
Hunter Minner came untouched off the line of scrimmage, almost took the handoff there, and Shelton had no chance on that play. And now the Dowling offense is backed up with a 3rd and 10 here at the 32.
Loss of 2. These will send out 2 receivers right. Jake Scow and Sam Drexler split out wide right, 2 receivers left. Nahas out of the shotgun. Joey with it. Here's the snap. Looks left. Now wants to run. Rolls to his right. Looking. Fires the ball downfield, and it's caught. And
they're giving
right at
catch.
The 25-yard line. The catch and a first is right shy of the first down, about 4 yards.
4th and 1. 4th and 3.
A little bit more than that. 4th and 3. As they spot him down right at the 24-yard line, Matt, a gain of 8.
4th and 3. Nahas, nice throw out there right at the on top of, was that Scow? Is that what you said on that reception? Nice catch out there because he was right on the sideline and tough to keep his feet in.
All right, the Maroons with 3 receivers left. And Nahas at quarterback.
They're going to end up calling the timeout here because they're going to run out of time.
And Cullen Shelton at tailback, and we're going to keep it here with 1:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. 4th and 3 Dowling. Maroons were going for it, and they'll use their first timeout. Brian Morris is on the Dowling sideline, and when did they switch quarterbacks, Brian?
Yeah, Parker's down here, guys, and again, I may have been a planned activity that the Maroons did, but Parker's just on the sideline just kind of watching, so it's not like I don't think he's been injured or anything like that.
That's good news. In the meantime, Dowling now with the 4th down here, Brian. 4th and 3 from the Hawk 24-yard line with 1.5 to go in the 3rd quarter.
It might have been one of those things they just thought they needed a spark in some way, and this is what they're going to do.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by our good friends at Blessman International, Bozen the Florist, and Construction Professionals. And a reminder of Iowa Catholic Radio's fall fundraiser coming up October 1st to the 4th. Special programming highlighting the very best of local and national educators, apologists, and evangelizers. The theme this year, it takes all of us to teach, defend, and evangelize. That's the fall fundraiser promotion on Iowa Catholic Radio, October 1st to the 4th. You want to donate, iowacatholicradio.com. Matt?
I got a couple scores here. Southeast Polk is trailing Cedar Rapids Prairie 14-23 in the 4th quarter. And Ankeny Centennial's gone ahead by 10, 24-14 on Cedar Falls.
All right, Dowling now offense back on the field. 4th down and 3 Maroons from the 24 of Ankeny. Nahas, bad snap. Nahas picks it up, looking to run, and he's going to put his head down, and Ankeny will take over on downs. And boy, that had doom lit all over it because Maroons had 3 receivers but couldn't get the ball out of the quarterback's hands.
Yeah, and I don't know, if Carter Smith if he had a stunt happening in front of him, but the ball never got out to Nahas, and it made it really hard for him to scoop that up and do anything with it. Big momentum shift here with 1:25 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Maroons down by 3.
So Ankeny will take over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line with 1:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Ankeny leading 16-13. And we'll go back down to Brian Morris. And Brian, give us an update.
Yeah, that ball never got back to Nahas, and Nahas really didn't have a shot to get that ball anywhere.
No, he didn't. So Ankeny will take over, and Anderson hands it off to Laramie, and he squirts through, and he's now in the secondary and finally tripped up at the 40 They'll spot him down at the 42, a 12-yard gain on first down for Laramie.
Again, taking advantage of that crease on the left side of the Ankeny offensive line, and that A-gap, and Laramie, he's a bullet through there.
First down, Hawks from their own 43. They'll spot him down. They give it to Laramie again, and he puts his head down and moves it up to the 47-yard line, gain of 4.
Like Dylan Manning and company off the bottom of that pile, they had good initial hit on him, but he still got 4 yards out of that run.
And he got 17 on first down and 4 there. So it's second down, handoff Laramie again over left guard, and he squirts forward across the 50 down to the Dowling 49.
And they're getting 3-4 yards a pop with Laramie up the middle. They're going to keep going at that, and the clock's on their side right now. Is they got to snap the ball, it looks like, one more time here in this quarter.
3rd and 2 for the Hawks. Ball in the Dowling 49. Ankeny leading 16-13. The final 25 seconds of the third quarter here at Ankeny Stadium. Here's a snap. Anderson again, handoff Laramie. He pulls his way over left guard down to the Dowling 48.
He might be a little bit short. He's going to be short. He's going to be a yard short here. So a big call for Coach at the quarter break.
And he will let the clock run down. 5 seconds to go, and we've come to the end of the third quarter here at Ankeny Stadium with the score. The Ankeny Hawks 16, Dowling Catholic 13, alongside Matt Maindring and Brian Morris. I'm Mark Amadale. Stay tuned. The fourth quarter coming up here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One. Live your best life with Mercy One. With Iowa's largest network of care locations, personalized care is right in your neighborhood. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
All right, we're back here at Ankeny Stadium for the fourth quarter, and boy, we've got a dandy setup here. 16-13, Ankeny leading number 1 Dowling alongside Matt Maindring and Brian Morris. Mark Amadale on this football Friday night, week number 3. Beautiful night, temperature in the mid-70s to start with. And both teams must be the extended halftime break.
Yeah.
As Dowling will be on defense, 4th and 1 for the Hawks. And Matt, do they punt it or do they go for it?
I was wrong. I was wrong the last time, and
so was your partner Brian down there.
I know it. I if he kicked an extra point, if he kicks field goal right in here, I think he punts this because their defense. I mean, their defense has been playing great.
What say you, Mr. Morris?
I think I agree with Matt again. I maybe punt the ball and put Dowling back on their heels and deep in their own territory. We haven't proved since the first quarter we could sustain a drive.
Yeah, and starting, Dowling hasn't started a drive outside of the 25-yard line. They've started twice in the 20, I think, and then maybe on the 23, 24. But they're running the offense back out here, Brian, so we're 0 for 2.
Yep, that's all right.
Unless they're going to try and draw them offside.
You miss 100 of the shots you don't take.
That's right.
All right, he's bringing basketball terminology to a football game. All right. Laramie is in at tailback. Quarterback who's went the distance, Luke Anderson for Ankeny. The Hawks will now go right to left, north to south, wearing their home gold uniforms with maroon numbers, white helmets. Dowling in their visiting white jerseys, maroon numbers, maroon pants, and white helmets.
This is just like at the Dome because we're holding up for a TV timeout.
Oh yeah, we got
a guy down here.
We got live TV.
Now
here.
We got to go.
So somebody's holding the game up, and we're ready. 4th and 1 for Ankeny. Ball in the Dowling 48 here in the fourth quarter, first play. And that was a hard count by Anderson. Almost got the Dowling defensive end to move there, Matt.
They're going to shift. I think, I don't know. I think he might run this down and not snap it.
Grand horse, slot right, 3 receivers to the right. Dowling.
Yeah, they're going to sit on it, and they're going to punt it.
They're going to bring the punting unit out. So And
I got to think they're going to take the penalty here.
They'll take the 5-yard or 10-yard, 5-yard penalty. So, hey, Morris, you sometimes are right.
Iowa did the same thing, guys, last week in the fourth quarter. They took that 5-yard penalty and gave Iowa State the ball a little more closer. And I use the timeout there. Don't give them 5 yards. If I'm the Maroons here, I see something good happening this drive.
All right, Ankeny does bring their punting unit in. Ryan Harrington, who's also their place kicker, stands back inside his 35-yard line. Trey Wilson, single safety back there, and Harrington walks it up. And Wilson, fair catch signal, and it goes into the end zone. So smart move by Trey, and that line drive punt by Harrington goes into the end zone. Touchback on a 53-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Dowling football, 1st and 10 from their own 20 to start their first drive, Matt, of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Ankeny always has great special teams. I mean, right now, and that's the difference in the ball game, is the field goal kicking. You're able to kick a 46-yard field goal and a 41-yard field goal, and the punting has just kept the Dowling offense, and the kicking has kept them back inside the 20, and this is makes it a long field. But
we'll
get to the second and the third quarter were the Ankeny Hawks, then the first and the fourth are the Maroons. How about that?
Joey Nahas in at quarterback to start this drive from the Maroon 20. They go left to right, south to north. Nahas back to throw, fires it near side, caught. Nice catch that time by Scow, and he's hit along the sideline, and he'll stay in bounds up to the 26, maybe the 27-yard line for a gain of 6 or 7.
You know, in going with Nahas here, he brings a little different dimension to it. A strong arm kid, and he can throw the ball a long ways as well, and so it brings a little different dynamic to this offense.
7-yard gain by Scow from the pass by Nahas. 2nd and 3, handoff Rashad Davis. Rashad finds a hole, and he carries up to the first down to the 30-yard line for a gain of 3.
Yeah, he gets the first down. You wonder if Dowling going to go a little tempo again, because they had a little advantage. It seemed like they got a little rhythm when they were doing that there earlier.
Yeah, they're just going no huddle. They're not any tempo here, Coach.
Yeah.
But as the Maroons now interchange Sam Drexler into the mix of wide receivers. So Drexler, Wilson, and Scow split out wide left.
We kind of called this. We got Ian Middleton at tailback here. And we were off air talking, and Brian and I were saying it might be Middleton at the tailback.
Ian faked the handoff to him. They fired out. Pass is caught. Nahas finds the receiver up to about the 37 or 8-yard line. And at the bottom of that pile was Sam Drexler.
Not that Rashad Davis has been running bad or anything. It's just that Ian Middleton has brought a spark whenever he's been at that tailback position. He's a little more of a hammer. And that was a nice throw by Nahas. That was on the line and picks up a nice 8 yards.
So 3 receivers to the right. One back in the backfield for the Maroons, and that is Rashad Davis. 2nd and 2 Maroons from the 38. Pass is caught, and that is Drexler again with the reception. First down, Dowling at midfield. Gain of 12, and a nice little hookup between Nahas and Drexler.
Drexler, nice catch there, and gets the first down for the Maroons, and he's excited.
He should be. The Maroons have some speed at receiver between Drexler and Trey Wilson. And you get Scow in there, and he runs pretty good pattern. So let's see what the Maroons do. 1st and 10, Dowling at the 50-yard line of Ankeny. Nahas at quarterback. They give it to Rashad Davis, runs up over center and down to the 47, a gain of 3.
I think that's Middleton in there yet. And Middleton got the...
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Middleton over that side of the line. And it brings a little different... I think that for the defense, they're looking at things a lot differently with Middleton in there. And Rashad doesn't become the focus quite so much, and we're seeing a little more pass here as well.
Yeah, they had Schmolbach in there at fullback, and they bring him out. So Maroons now with a 2nd and 8 from the 48-yard line of Ankeny. Middleton gained 2 on that last carry. Dowling with 3 receivers to the left. And the tight end on the right, the give is to the tailback. And he stacked up the line of scrimmage for no gain, and that is Ian Middleton.
Yeah, and big number 95, Andrew Hazy, he went in there and stopped Middleton up right at the line of scrimmage for no gain, and that was a man meeting a man there right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. So no gain on the play. 3rd and 8, Dowling, the line of scrimmage of 48. Again, 8:45 left to go, fourth quarter, and it's 16-13, Ankeny with the lead over Dowling. Back to throw Nahas. Blitz is on. Nahas fires it out. Pass is caught right at the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him. Great effort that time, and I think.
Is that Trey?
Is that Wilson?
Yeah, Trey did a really good job of reaching for that. And
got shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, got wrapped up a little bit. Might be a cramp. I hope that's all it is a cramp for him as he got twisted up there. But Nahas had a blitzer coming off on the right side of the offensive line, and he stood up into pressure and threw a bullet right at Trey for the first down.
13-yard gain, first down Dowling. Trey Wilson with the reception from quarterback Joey Nahas. Now Nahas hands it off, and that is Rashad Davis back in there. And he's inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line for a gain of about 7.
Yeah, you slip Middleton up in there again at that fullback position on the wing. And then you got Rashad in there now. Now it's a little more downhill look.
This will be the 9th play of the Dowling drive. Started back at their own 20-yard line. Davis a gain of 7. Handoff again to Davis, and he leans and tumbles forward down to the 30, gain of 2.
Gain of 2, 3rd and 1, as it looks like here. And that offensive line from Dowling, and now this youth has got to step up at this point in the football game, that front, and see if they can get it done.
They bring in Evan Mitchell as an extra lineman. He'll be acting as a tight end on the right side. 2 receivers split to the short side of the field. Handoff goes to Rashad Davis. Rashad goes around right in, and he's got the first down and more inside the 20, down to the 19. And, boy, Rashad saw nothing but a wall on the left side, and he went right, and he just made it so smooth, Matt. It almost ended up like a stretch play.
It looked like the Ankeny Hawks had a slant going on, and they were slanting to the opposite way of which ended up being where Rashad went to. And they had it stopped up on that left side. And Rashad saw it and took advantage of it and hit the edge.
11-yard gain for Rashad Davis. First down Dowling. Jake Scow and Trey Wilson split wide to the left of the formation. Davis in the backfield gets the handoff, trying to break a tackle. Hanging on for dear life is the Ankeny defender, and that being Hunter Minner, and he brings him down.
Hunter Minner came through. That's the second time he's come through fairly untouched, and it was just him and Rashad standing there looking at each other in the backfield, and Minner wrapped him up and makes a great play.
Loss of 2. And bring up 2nd down and 12 for Dowling. Again, 2 receivers to the left. That's Jack Barrett and Trey Wilson. 2 receivers to the right. 1 back in the backfield for Dowling. And Nahas out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Looking. Now Joey has to scramble, and he will. He'll keep the football. Puts the ball in his left hand, and he's finally driven down inside the 15-yard line of Ankeny for about a gain of 3 or 4.
He had room to run there, and he took off and got a decent amount of yardage there. Cut this in half and makes it 3rd and 4.
They're going to spot him down at the 13, so we'll give him a gain of 8. This will be the 13th play of the drive for the Maroons, which started back at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Nahas with 2 receivers on each side. And now here is a handoff, and now they're trying the option pass. Barrett will throw it out of bounds, incomplete. So a little bit of a
flags. We got flags down in the secondary.
A little bit of a flanker option, and the pass incomplete. Now we'll see what the penalty's about.
The penalty's going against Ankeny. They're going to hold, defensive hold, I believe.
All right, Brian Morris, you're involved with all this action. Your thoughts here?
Yeah, that was a big hold for the Maroons. I think we caught them off guard with the kind of halfback pass or the end-around pass, and Ankeny's defensive back just grabbed our wide receiver.
And and if you're a coach, you're grimacing if you're on the Ankeny sideline because they had it red in the backfield, and they had it red in the backfield, but the secondary did not have the coverage.
So they'll mark off the penalty. The Maroons now with a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line of Ankeny on the 14th play for the 13th play of the drive coming up. Nahas out of the shotgun, back to throw. Looks right, throws right, and the pass is incomplete. He led Jake Scow just a little bit, but Jake had the defender beat.
Yeah, I think the read was right on it for him because he had Scow come across and on the slant and just outside of his reach.
So they'll bring up 2nd and goal, Dowling on the 6-yard line of Ankeny, with 5.5 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter.
There was a penalty on that. Backed them up to the 12. I didn't see.
Yeah, we'll go down to Brian. Brian, did you see the penalty?
I did not, guys. It kind of felt like it came a little bit late, so I did not see it.
Well, it's a five-yard penalty.
Yeah, but it's still first down, so it must have been some kind of motion.
Yeah,
penalty.
motion.
So the penalty against Dowling. That'll be first and goal from the 11. There's the two receivers right, none to the left. Back in the backfield is Davis, and they give it to Rashad. And he squirts through a hole and brings tacklers with him down near the 6-yard line. They'll call it gain of 5.
I think in some regards that penalty almost helped the Maroons a little bit.
Got an extra down.
Well, you get an extra down, you create a little space, and so we'll see how it pays out here as they run two big offensive linemen onto the field and a couple receivers off. You got Trey. It looks like Trey Wilson isolated here on the right side of the field.
All right. It's second and goal from the 5 for the Maroons. Low snap. And the handoff to Rashad, and he's hit and driven back. He may have lost a yard. They're going to spot him at the 10, loss of 4.
And that was, again, Andrew Hazy. He just came through that defensive front, from the defensive front, and blasted Rashad in the backfield. And
that'll bring up third and goal for Dowling at the 10-yard line. The Maroons bring in a different package here. As we'll see Sam Drexler, Trey Wilson, and
that's
Jack Barrett split out wide left, Matt.
I think the thing for that young offensive front is all the motion up front is really giving them a hard time.
Now we've got a timeout
Ankeny
on the field. Ankeny. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back. 4:13 to go, fourth quarter. Stay with us. 16-13 Ankeny. Back in a minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
60 Seconds with Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen.
The natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him, and neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. That is why those who share that Spirit understand one another so readily. To try to teach people about Christ and the mysteries of our holy faith is almost like trying to teach a blind man color, unless those people are ready to receive the Spirit of Christ himself. Now, converts who take instruction come to know that Jesus is our Lord. Where do they learn it? From the Spirit. The Holy Spirit woos the soul, draws it to a closer fellowship, to more intimate union, becomes our sanctifier, just as the Father is our Creator and the Son is our Redeemer.
The people you know and trust are on EWTN.
All right, we're back here at Ankeny Stadium, and Dowling now with a third and goal, and they throw a fade route in the end zone to Trey Wilson. A pass is incomplete, and that'll bring up fourth and goal for Dowling at the 10, and decision time for Coach Wilson, and I think the field goal unit is coming on here, Matt Maindring.
A lot easier to make that decision when it's 4th and 10. And so you sit here and you got a 27-yard field goal, and Marty Blunt, that's in his range.
Ball right between the hashes. Ball down. The kick is high enough. It's long enough, and it is good. And we are tied at 16 here at Ankeny Stadium. What a game we have. Dowling and Ankeny tied. We have 4:05 to go in the fourth quarter, and we'll be back after the timeout here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Throughout history, our Lord has shown us that He is truly present in the Blessed Sacrament. Experience these wonders for yourself as Iowa Catholic Radio presents the Vatican International Exhibition, Eucharistic Miracles of the World, at St. Anthony Catholic Church in Knoxville, now through September 16th. Learn more about how you can bring this beautiful panel display to your parish, school, or faith-based organization by calling 515-223-1150 or visit iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. ashworthvision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, I'm Julie Conkle from St. Anthony's Parish in Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Back here at Ankeny Stadium, tied at 16, Dowling and Ankeny. Maroons go on a 17-play, 80-yard drive and settle for a 27-yard field goal by Marty Blunt. Now the short kickoff by the Maroons, fielded by Ankeny at the 20, up to the 30. And wrapped up there is where the Hawks will start their drive with Evan Erlmeyer on the return for the Ankeny Hawks. Brian Morris, come on in. What a performance by the Maroon offense, but they settle for 3, and we've seen more field goals in the last 2 weeks than we've seen maybe in some years.
I think you're right, Mark.
My goodness.
Again, a great drive by Dowling. Again, showed a little bit of confidence and moxie to take it down here in the fourth quarter, at least put points on the board to tie it up. These two games, they're making it tough on me.
The Maroons ate up 7 minutes of game clock on that last drive, getting the tie. And now Ankeny with the first down. Anderson back throw, swings the ball out, caught by the receiver in the near sideline, and that's Caden Hankus, who lined up as a receiver. He's got the first down up near midfield. They're going to spot him out of bounds right around the 46 or 7-yard line.
He did a great job of avoiding the first tackler of the Maroons there and was able to escape up the sidelines for a big gain here. And I was just thinking that Maroons need a 4 and out here to really try to flip the field and get the ball back to give themselves a chance to win it.
17-yard reception and a first down Ankeny from their own 47. Larmy in motion, back to throw. Anderson fires the ball up, looking for Hankus again. The pass is incomplete. Contact there as the defender for Dowling was right with him, and that being Parker Pearson.
Parker Pearson's made some great plays on the edge tonight, and Caden Hankus was, he was running down that edge, and Preston stayed right with him, and great play.
So brings up second down 10. Hawks from their own 47-yard line. 3:49 remaining in the fourth quarter. Timeout situation. Each team has 2 timeouts. 2 receivers right. Now a man in motion for the Hawks. That's Owen Fisher, left to right. Back to throw. Anderson shows his arm, firing it downfield for Hankus, and the pass is incomplete. And, boy, they're really trying to pick on Parker Pearson.
They're going to take Parker and say,
incomplete.
It's almost like a basketball game where you're saying, prove it. You're playing horse, and he made the play. Okay, prove it. Okay, I did it again. That was the exact same play.
It was. Now, Brandhorst has been their best receiver tonight and during the season, but Hankus is a tailback who's lined up as a receiver for the Hawks. And now
they're going to flip sides, and Hankus, Brandhorst is usually the one they're running down this edge, and Parker Pearson's going, okay.
Now, Brandhorst
they flipped the sides here.
All right, 3rd and 10 Ankeny. Here are the Dowling fans in front of us from their own 47. Back to throw. Anderson fires it out. Pass is caught. First down Ankeny, and now slipping a tackle and finally wrestled down at the 37 of Dowling.
Good throw there by Anderson as he found him over the middle, and he had pressure up the middle that Maroons had a stun on and got in his face, but he let it go just in time for the big completion.
Complete for 16 yards. First down Ankeny at the Dowling 37. They go back to the ground, and a gain of 1 for the tailback, and I believe that's what Laramie, and it is.
Yeah, good stick there and stopped him on that line of scrimmage, and you got a Maroon down, took a shot, I think. He was pointing at his helmet, so we'll see what happens here.
Laramie a gain of 1, so we'll bring up 2nd and 9.
I think the one thing about it right now for the Maroons is they're thinking, Ankeny, once they get to the 30-yard line, they're in range.
Injured Maroon didn't catch his number, or maybe Brian did, but it'll bring up 2nd and 9 with 3:11 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Brian?
Yeah, I don't want to say that.
Okay, that's fine.
I thought it was 53 Leo Horton.
Yeah, I thought Thornton. I thought it was Leo Thornton as well. 53.
Yeah, I think it was.
You're exactly right,
yeah.
Matt. He's being helped up with Sarah Mashad and.
But Matt, you're exactly right. I mean, to be honest, Ankeny is almost in field goal position right now.
Yeah. So that which changes the play calls if you're Ankeny, because you're sitting here going, okay, we're in position now. We feel pretty good about running the football right now.
They're certainly in field goal range with their kicker, Ryan Harrington. Yes, he's booted one from 53 yards out this year. So the Hawks now with a 2nd and 9 from the Dowling 36. 16-16 tie. Game clock now running, under 3 minutes to play. 2 timeouts each for each team. And now Anderson, as Ankeny goes right to left, north to south here. Back to throw. Lobs it up, throws it up. Man open, Erlmeyer, and he's made the catch inside the 10-yard line, out of bounds at the 9. Wow.
That big play there as Ankeny just went out there and went to the other side of the field this time. And as Will Barreto in the coverage there, and just couldn't get a hand there to knock that ball out.
27-yard reception. First and goal, Ankeny from the Dowling 9 with 2:41 remaining. Here in the fourth quarter, the clock is stopped, and the Hawks now may not be in much of a hurry because they know they're in field goal range.
And that's where Coach Wilson here, after first down, is likely going to start using the timeouts to preserve some time.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right, handoff Laramie, and he's hit and dropped for no gain. It'll bring up second and goal from the 9 for the Hawks.
Probably don't call it here, but you do call it after the next 2.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Blessman International, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. Reminder, the Iowa Catholic Radio Fall Fundraiser, October 1st to the 4th. IowaCatholicRadio.com if you would like to donate. We appreciate that. Next week, our microphones travel to Waukee Northwest High School. We'll be the visiting team is Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Next Friday night, kickoff at 7 o'clock, and we'll be on there at 6:30. All right, here the Hawks break their huddle. 2 on the play clock, and here's the snap. Anderson on play action, fires it over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Nearly picked off by Middleton, and Ian had it, but he dropped it. The tight end for Ankeny was right there, Nathan Richmond, and it went past him and into Ian's hands.
Yeah, and it would have been a great interception because it was right on the ground. I mean, he was on his knees. It would have been a heck of a play. But they had pressure on the quarterback, and they went play action right there, and Anderson was on the run and threw it, and Ian right there to almost flip this game. And now you got to think they're going to run it.
No, it's third and goal at the 10, you would think.
You're not gambling again, I don't think. With the field goal kicker you have.
Laramie's in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. And now a little misdirection in the backfield. Now a toss play, dangerous pitch by Anderson, penalty flag down. And so goes Laramie back at the 11-yard line.
I don't know what they're going to call unless they're calling a late hit on the quarterback. Because he threw it forward.
We'll have to find out here. Stops the clock with 1:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tied at 16, Dowling and Ankeny. Officials indicate penalty against Dowling. So they'll mark it off.
No, Mike, we didn't hear what they said.
Move the ball to the 7-yard line.
So it's 3rd and 7.
So Laramie loses 2 yards, but the penalty gives them 5. And it'll be up 3rd down. 3rd and goal at the 7.
And the clock started again.
That's going to start on the...
Yeah. So they can run this down to almost a minute left. But they're going to get up and run a play.
All right, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Laramie in the backfield. Anderson fakes the handoff, throws to the right side. Pass is caught, and in for the touchdown is the Ankeny receiver. Touchdown Ankeny, and a well-developed play that time on play action.
Yeah, they had a nice play in the corner of the end zone right there, and Anderson put it right on him. And
that was Evan Erlmeyer.
Erlmeyer with a nice catch in the corner. Gets hit initially and is short of the end zone and dives over for the touchdown.
So the Hawks now have the lead 22-16 with 1:16 to play here in the fourth quarter. Now the extra point coming by Ryan Harrington, who's been perfect on the season. High snap, ball is down, extra point is up and good. So Ankeny now leads at 23-16 over Dowling Catholic. With 1:16 to go in the fourth quarter, we'll take a timeout and be back from Ankeny Stadium here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
the holiest man in the world, on himself.
The things you have heard about me are all true. The fact that I spent 3 years of my youth training to be an astronaut matador before my conversion. That I chose marriage over the ministry because I felt I needed an extra dose of humility. And that I once taught a horse Gregorian chant.
Each person has a unique path to holiness.
But the call is universal.
What's yours?
Stay holy, my friends.
A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Encounter Jesus and local Catholics daily. Tune in to Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of the Daily Mass from St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines, weekday mornings at 10:30, or listen anytime with the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app.
All right, we're back here at Ankeny Stadium. Ankeny going 10 plays, 70 yards, capped off by an Evan Ermile 7-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Luke Anderson. On for Anderson, that is his second touchdown pass of the night. He threw one earlier to Andrew Brandhorst. And now the kickoff by Ankeny goes into the end zone. Touchback. It'll be first down Dowling. Maroons have 2 timeouts and 80 yards to go from their own 20 here, Matt Meandering.
Well, you practice this a lot. You go through your 2-minute offense a number of times during the off season during the preseason, and here you go. You've got to get it done. And we've got Nahas back there at quarterback, who is taking most of the snaps here in the second half, at least in this halfway through the third quarter into the fourth. Here we go.
Yes, he is. Back to throw is Joey Nahas. Lobs the ball up, and it's out of bounds, incomplete. He had 2 receivers over there, and one of them was Sam Drexler, and it's incomplete. So bring up second and 10 Dowling.
More or less threw that one away, and you figure you got 4 downs, so you don't have to force it into a pocket right now. And again, in high school, the clock stops after the first down, so you do have a little bit of time.
All right, second and 10 Maroons, minute 11 left to go. Nahas back to throw, now reverses field, runs left, and I'll be chased, slips a tackle, and finally goes down inside the 20-yard line, so he'll lose a yard, maybe 2.
And they got to burn a timeout here, and that's one the coaches are going to review that when they go over it with him and say you got to throw that thing away. And it's hard. You don't know how hard it is as a quarterback when you're running to find receivers down. The NFL and college, they make that look real easy. That's tough when you're moving like that.
No question about it. 59 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. 23-16, Ankeny Hawks with the lead. They had the lead to start the game. Dowling tied it. We were tied at halftime. And Brian Morris, you're on the Dowling sideline, and the Maroons have got to find some kind of formula against this tremendous Ankeny defense tonight.
Yeah, Ankeny's come out and really held Dowling in check most of this game. They have not allowed any big plays, and I think that has been something that the Maroons just haven't been able to recover from tonight. Was no big plays.
Maroons have had a pair of touchdowns tonight from Rashad Davis back in the first quarter. 20 and 4-yard runs for Davis, giving Dowling their 2 touchdowns, missed extra point, and then Marty Blunt 27-yard field goal in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think, this young offensive front has a tough time with all the stunts they're throwing up front against them tonight.
All right, back to throw is Nahas. Flush in the pocket, and he's going to go out of bounds. Inside the 20 again. He may lose another yard back to the 18. Nobody open downfield.
No, and at least he got that one to run out. He ran out of bounds, so it stops the clock, saves a timeout. Now you got 54 seconds and a 4th and 14.
Put the ball back at the 16-yard line. So it's 3rd down and 14 for Dowling.
Oh, 3rd down. Okay, the marker's wrong on the side here. No, it's 4th down.
It's 4th. It is 4th down.
Fourth
okay.
Down.
Yeah, 4th and 14. The Maroons have to go for it. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Game on the line here. Back to throw Nahas. Steps up in the pocket. Downfield he throws. A nice ball he threw, and it's overthrown incomplete. And that'll do it. The intended receiver was Jake Scow, and the Hawks are going to win this one as they'll take over on downs with 48 seconds remaining. Well, I'll tell you what.
It was a tough game tonight. And again, this defense, and as we talked about before the game, Ankeny had their back against the wall. And
they came in 0-2, losing to Valley and Centennial.
And they had to come here against the home crowd, in front of their home crowd, and they wanted to show that they were ranked number 1 at the beginning of the season for a reason.
Well, you can see why this league is so balanced.
Yeah.
And Ankeny will take a knee, 45 seconds remaining, and Dowling will just, Maroons have 2 timeouts remaining, and they're just going to let the clock run. So the Ankeny Hawks are going to win their first game of the season after being 0-2. They came in averaging just 11.5 points on offense, giving up 26 points on defense. And they hold Dowling to a pair of touchdowns and a field goal tonight. And they'll win it 23-16. That's the final as the final seconds tick off the clock here. So congratulations to Jeff Bauer and the Ankeny Hawks on the win over Dowling here at Ankeny Stadium. Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline. I'll tell you what, as you mentioned, the energy probably wasn't the same as last week, and we talked about it in the pregame. Sometimes the Valley game can be the overhang or hangover, rather, from the previous week.
It really felt like it, guys. Dowling could not get any momentum going. They had a ton of penalties tonight, and there was a lot more flags on the field tonight than there were last week for both teams. So just not a great game for the Maroons tonight. And again, it's a long season. It's a tough conference. It's going to be hard to go undefeated through this. So again, I think all you can do is watch film, learn from it, and get better next week.
No question. Well, Brian, I'll let you decide who's going to be on as far as Coach Wilson, but we'll work on our post game. So we're going to take a 2-minute break. We come back. We got scores to get caught up on, and the final score here. The Ankeny Hawks upset number 1 Dowling, 23-16. Ankeny over Dowling will return after this 2-minute break. I want to thank everybody back at Iowa Catholic Radio and the fine folks there that are producing tonight's game. And Roman Wilkham is one of them, so we appreciate him. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering, Brian Morris will return after this 2-minute break for post-game activity from Ankeny Stadium on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Christie from St. Teresa's Catholic Church in Des Moines, Iowa. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
I went to church and just sat there and listened. I really didn't absorb anything. I think I just found myself believing that I didn't need God. I just had everything under control, and church was actually a burden to me. I had this sin that I carried in my heart for a long time, and I told myself for many, many years that the Lord wouldn't forgive me for this. When Father in the confessional says, your sins are forgiven, there truly is a feeling of weight lifted off. I don't care if it's 2 or 3 little sins that you're carrying, there's a feeling of I can breathe deeply again. I feel pure inside, and I'm ready to come to Mass. You can have a beautiful car, a big fancy home. If you don't have Christ in your life, there's an emptiness that's there. When you come home to the church, you're coming home to a Catholic family where people today just embrace you.
If you've been away from the Catholic Church for whatever reason, we invite you to take another look. Visit CatholicsComeHome.org today.
All right, we're back here at the Ankeny Stadium alongside Matt Mandering, Mark Amadale, Brian Morris on the field. And Ankeny defeats Dowling Catholic 23-16. The Hawks have now won 2 in a row over the Maroons. Last year, during the regular season, Dowling won that matchup, but lost in the playoffs to Ankeny over at Williams Stadium in the quarterfinals. And then the win tonight, 23-16 over Dowling. And the Maroons now fall to 2-1 on the season. And Ankeny their record improves to 1-2. And Mr. Mainring, I know you're busy with the scores, getting that update and trying to find an update on that Valley game.
Yeah, we got it here. So Ankeny Centennials, Waukee, number 2 Waukee wins big over Sioux City North. Ankeny Centennial defeats Cedar Falls 31-14. Valley comes back against Johnston and beats them 34-24. Number 5 Southeast Polk lost to Cedar Rapids Prairie. If I have that score right, it's by 10 points, 20-30. And then Bettendorf beats Urbandale.
All right, final score here was Ankeny 23, Dowling Catholic 16. Let's go down to Brian Morris with head coach Tom Wilson. Brian?
It's a tough game tonight. Just the offense could not get in rhythm. Defense just couldn't hold at the end.
No, they did a job, and for whatever reason, we never got in a rhythm. The big thing is up front, their movements, their blitzes, those types of things were tough for us to handle. That's all on the offensive line or anything like that, but we've just got to get better, and we will.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough conference. Every week in, week out, you're going to play a quality opponent, and we were talking about that on pregame, is every week's going to be a hard team, so it's not a bad thing to have a loss. Nobody likes it, but you're going to learn from this and watch film and get better next week.
It's a maturation process, to be honest with you. We, knew that we still had to get better in week, and that we talked about it.
Marker, Matt?
Yeah, Coach, I know it's a tough game like this, but you did everything to kind of spark your team. Brian talked about that in the first half, just looking for a spark, looking for a big play. And I know you decided to change quarterbacks there in the second half.
Yeah, we lost you. We lost you down there, Brian.
Yeah, we did.
Hello?
There you go.
Yeah,
go
there
ahead,
you
guys.
go.
Yeah, we were just trying.
Yeah, we lost you again, Brian.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yeah, we got a problem with the.
Hey, it's Friday the 13th, Brian, and you don't want to get Coach any more agitated.
Trust me, guys. As the equipment was going, I was ducking a little bit, but
and now it's working fine.
I know.
Yeah.
Who knows? I blame. It just kind of out at this.
Yeah, come on up, Brian. I think part of it has to do with some of the equipment being used by the other TV. That may be affecting us, too, as far as our crowd, Mike. But, again, the final, 23-16. Ankeny the win over Dowling Catholic. And let's take a look at the scoring. Luke Anderson, the Ankeny quarterback, threw 2 touchdown passes. The first one of the night was the third play from scrimmage, a 6-7-yarder to Andrew Brandhorst. And the last one was the final touchdown of the night with 1:16 remaining in the fourth quarter. Luke Anderson found Evan Ermeyer from 7 yards out, and that was the difference in the ball game. The field goals by Ryan Harrington. He kicked 3 tonight, 46, 28, and 41 yards by Harrington. For Dowling Catholic, a pair of touchdowns by Rashad Davis from 20 and 4 yards in the first quarter, and then Monty Blount on a 27-yard field goal right before the half tied the score at 16. So that was the scoring wrap-up tonight, but I know, Matt, you're efforting, and you got some of the numbers. And if you're not, we'll take our final break and come back. But let me know.
I got some of the numbers here as we
look
at the number of the totals here. For Dowling, they end up, it ends up being a tight ball game, just like it was. Total yards, 343 for Dowling, and Ankeny, 337. Passing yards, 178 for Dowling and 217 for Ankeny, and then it gets flip-flopped on the rush, 173 for the Maroons and 130 yards for the Hawks. Dowling had the more consistent, longer drives, and you get 30 first downs versus 22. And, you get one turnover that Ankeny was able to force.
That's right.
And it's the little things. And Ankeny was able to survive tonight. I think they felt that they came out a little bit, a little more hungry. And as Coach alluded to, I just really think with that 3-5 defense, as many blitzes and stunts and slants and everything that you have, this is where the youth of that offensive front showed itself a little bit tonight. And those kids are going to learn from it. They're going to be better because of a game like this.
Yeah, no question about it. And hats off to the Ankeny defense. They had a tremendous game plan, and they did very well for the Hawks now with the win. They're now 1-2, their record, and they go to Johnson next Friday night. It'll be Johnson's homecoming. Ankeny at Johnson, kickoff at 7 o'clock. next Friday. So that game is what Ankeny is looking forward to. And for Dowling Catholic, the Maroons move on to the road next Friday night. Once again, Dowling will be on the road at Waukee Northwest. And, of course, we'll have the game here on most of these Iowa Catholic Radio Network stations. So hope you join us for the call from the Northwest Wolves as Brian Morris now makes his way to the press box where we can hear you now, Brian. Gremlins.
Yeah.
I don't.
You're running around there.
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, looks could kill, guys. Looks could kill.
Yeah.
So when
we've had that before here with I remember we had Andy Pollock in that group, and we had the lineman on, and it just cuts out because
here, but
when you got TV, satellites, and all that, sometimes that affects
what Coach was saying was that Parker wasn't doing anything wrong. They just wanted to put in Nahas to get a spark, and just didn't happen tonight, guys.
No,
I think there was a few teams that wanted that to happen. One last week that I was kind of hoping that it didn't happen in a certain place in Iowa City that didn't happen, but that's just me talking. Anyway, but hats off to the Hawks. We're going to take our final break and come back, guys. Again, the final for our listeners who are probably in the parking lot. I see the line of lights, and hopefully they have their radios on Iowa Catholic Radio, one of our many network stations. Final score, Ankeny 23, Dowling Catholic 16. The Hawks now 1-2 on the season, and number one ranked Dowling falls to 2-1. And we'll return with final comments following these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Christ Our Life, a Catholic conference for our searching souls.
Come celebrate your Catholic faith where lives are changed.
Hello, everyone. I'm Father Robert Spitzer, president of the Magus Center of Reason and Faith, and I'll be speaking at the Christ Our Life conference on September 28th and 29th. I'll see you there.
Christ Our Life, a Catholic conference for our searching souls.
September 28th and 29th at the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines.
Details and ticket info at ChristOurLifeIowa.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One. We all want to live our best life. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care when and where you need it. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
Enhance your prayer life, one song at a time. Enjoy sacred music wherever and whenever you want. Available now at iowacatholicradio.com, your Alexa device, or download the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app from Google Play or the App Store. KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
Now we're back here at Ankeny Stadium. Final tonight, Ankeny defeats Dowling Catholic 23-16 on Iowa Catholic Radio alongside Matt Maindring and Brian Morris, who joined us in the press box. This is Mark Amadale, and gentlemen, hats off to the Ankeny Hawks. That's the first thing I'm going to say, and I congratulate them. They've got 2 in a row over the Maroons, and now you got to put this behind you and move forward to next week, and it's Dowling at Waukee Northwest, and we'll have the game on Iowa Catholic Radio. And for Ankeny, the Hawks got to come down to earth and travel to Johnston, who tonight lost after having a lead, Johnston losing at Valley.
This night shows you're never as good as you think you are, and never, and it's and so much room for this team to grow. That's what, as you step away from it, an early loss in the season's never, doesn't ever, put you in a spot where you can't recover from it. And so, how do you bounce back next week against Waukee? Because they're going to be fired up. I think it's their homecoming. And, so quick turnaround for the Maroons to get back on the right side.
That's so true. And, Brian, you talked about it. You hit the nail on the head late in the second quarter, right before half, the energy that you can gather from a sideline. You saw it last week, Dowling Valley, but tonight the Maroons were looking for somebody to make a play to spark the rest of the kids on the sideline. It didn't happen.
We just didn't have it. Mic issues, you got me?
No, you're good.
Okay. We just didn't have it tonight. We just didn't have that spark. It didn't get the crowd into it. Dowling just didn't have a reason to cheer. So it just permeated throughout that second half. It really did, guys. On the sidelines, it was just there just wasn't energy. And again, I think that's where coaches can do everything, but man, some of those captains got to step up and say, okay, here's what we're doing going forward, fellas. And a lot of the seniors, this is our last year, guys, and we've got to get it going, and you have 9 more football games or 10 more football games, and for most people, that's it in their career. So you got to come out with that fire next week.
The 23 seniors on the team, 32 juniors on this Dowling team, but those 6 sophomores and those 4 freshmen that are up, and some of them are in the mix, some are not, but at least dressed. And that's the example that you're setting. And you hope that just, a long season, you have 9 regular season games, but you just want to bounce back. And that's going to be determined maybe by the captains and how this team responds next Friday night.
And you thought the way they responded after the big play to start the game, Ankeny comes out, hits a big play on their third one, and Dowling comes right back down, scores again, and just was looking like they took control of the ball game. They're up 13-7. And then, they get outscored 16-3 the rest of the way. And, it's ever since that point, early on, once they went ahead, there was just hard to get going. And for this young group, they're going to learn from it. And, you learn from the losses, and it was a hard-fought ball game. They didn't get blown out by any stretch of the imagination. And so they're right there.
That just tells you how balanced the league is, doesn't it, Brian?
I mean,
really
what 22 of the last 24 champions have come from, this radius right here.
That's
so,
right.
I mean, there's really good football here, and you just got to come to play week in and week out. And again, you learn from the losses probably more than you do from the wins, for sure. So
well, I think the losses help the coaches because now they've got them this week. Before it's like they're feeling pretty good, young team. These freshmen and sophomores like, this is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well, overtime with Valley, and you win on the final play of the game. Well, a little different up here at Ankeny.
Well, and the thing that happened last week was the whole team played a pretty much an errorless ball game from a penalty standpoint. And tonight, you saw the difference in what the penalties can do to a football game because there was, I don't know how many yards and penalties Dowling had, but it was quite a few, and so that is because when there's little room for error, that's a difference maker.
And I said before the game, I thought Rashad Davis would have a huge game, but the holes weren't there. And I think that defensive line for Ankeny was doing a lot of stunting, and it just, again, the Dowling young offensive line, they just couldn't get it figured out. Not as it's their fault, but there just wasn't a lot of running room for any of the running backs tonight.
Yeah,
yes, that's certainly true. Well, that just sets up an interesting weekend. What a way to start. Matt, what's going on at Dowling here in the coming week until we talk again next Friday night?
Yeah, this is the busiest time of year because you got golf and you got volleyball is still on the run and they're doing their things. You get swim and dive, girls swim and dive doing their thing. And we start to get some home events this week. And the band has the week off. They were on the road last week up in Minnesota. I think our cross-country team's in Olathe, right? Am I right? Is the varsity in Kansas?
Yes.
This weekend, and so it's
and they're coming off their big cross-country meet at Marshalltown,
right?
Where they had 25 girls teams, 25 boys teams.
Yeah.
That's always interesting up there. But yeah, that was a big meet, and they did very well, both the Dowling boys and girls.
Yeah. So it's just it's that hectic time of year, and then next week, and then the week after that's homecoming, and that's always what it is.
That's right.
And those are busy weeks. But it's good. It's good. That's
makes
what high
the year
school is
goes
about.
fast.
That's right.
That's certainly true. Well, tomorrow, college football, the Iowa State Cyclones, and enjoying their last weekend's victory over the Hawks. They have the week off tomorrow. Troy is at Iowa, 3:00 kickoff. 21.5-point favorite Iowa is. I don't know about that.
Yeah, the scheduling's weird. I mean, Iowa State plays 2 games and gives a week off. I mean, that's
how it is. And then Notre Dame is at Purdue. That'll be a 2:30 game. I'll be watching that. Notre Dame, oh my goodness, losing at home to Northern Illinois. Wow. So that's what you have. And I'll tell you what, guys, we'll catch up again next Friday night at Waukee Northwest High School, and have our little.
I've not been out there.
You haven't?
Not to the football stadium.
Do you need directions?
No, I know where it is. It's my good friend from high school, Jerry Broderick, his family farm, and I spent a lot of time at the Broderick farm, and he sent me video of when they tore down their family farmhouse to clear the land for the.
They were on part of the land. I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Wow. Well,
it's only a few miles from where we live, and so we get to stay out there quite a bit. So this is like a home event for me. This is a short drive.
So I got a feeling Brian will be in charge of the tailgate at the Brodericks or whatever.
Now that's the high school. It sits there on top of.
Oh, the whole land they took.
Oh, the whole land. Yeah, that's where the high school sits.
If you haven't been out there in a while, it's amazing.
It is
how it's grown.
So, as a realtor, I see too many. First plug of the year. Wow, that's just maybe good for the people driving home. But
yeah, how many cards do you hand out tonight?
I've got to get my shirt. I got to get my shirt to say "Bye from me" on my back. Jenny won't go for that.
I suppose
Jenny Farrell team, of course.
Well, we'll catch up with you guys next Friday night. Hey, the sun will come up tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And congratulations to the Ankeny Hawks. Big win tonight over Dowling. And we thank you, our listeners, for listening tonight. We weren't on simulcasting with TV, and nor will we next week, as we'll be radio only, and that's fine. And hope you join us for the contest. Matt, thanks for everything you do. Have a great week. Mark. Have a great week at school.
We will.
And we'll talk to you next Friday. Brian, you as well. Sell a lot of homes.
I'm
Get
trying,
some of that
man.
real estate market
Trying.
moving, all right?
Trying.
For my broadcast partners, Matt Mandering and Brian Morris, this is Mark Amadale saying goodnight and so long from Ankeny Stadium. And we want to thank the folks along the line. Of course, Roman Wilkin back at the studios of Iowa Catholic Radio, the folks here at Ankeny, Athletic Director Mike Baker, Lee Nelson, Tom Day, Lisa Meeker. Thanks to all of them, along with head coach Jeff Bauer. And our thanks to Tom Wilson and the folks at Dowling for all they do for our broadcast. And again, our next broadcast will be next Friday night, as we will be on the campus of Waukee Northwest High School on Friday night, September 20th. Dowling taking on Waukee Northwest. Pre-game 6:30, kickoff 7 o'clock. So hope you can join us for the broadcast. For Matt Mandering and Brian Morris, this is Mark Amadale saying goodnight and so long. Final score, final time, Ankeny 23, Dowling Catholic 16. We'll talk to you next week. Until then, have a blessed and safe, faith-filled weekend.